This video will be sponsored by SNHU. So it's 2025 and cybersecurity is still all the rage. Breaches are at an all-time high and so are cyber salaries. But there's a problem you keep running into. Cyber jobs you want to land are requiring a degree and you don't have one. Let me introduce you to today's sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University, SNHU. SNHU has a flexible online program that also touts one of the lowest tuitions in the country. SNHU is an affordable, accredited nonprofit university that has dedicated career advisors, webinars, internships, and more to prepare you to enter or advance in the workforce. There's a 32% projected growth of information security analyst roles through 2032, and according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median security analyst salary in 2023 was $120,000. In SNHU's program, you can learn about these critical subjects: cybersecurity foundations, networking, incident response, risk management, enterprise security, and more. As a cybersecurity professional, these are all important courses. If you would like to know more about SNHU's program, then please visit snhu.edu/textual or click the link below in the description. All right, y'all, what's going on, man? What's going on? I think it's episode 165 of the Textual Talk podcast. Let me bring up the panel real quick, guys. But first and foremost, if you are in the chat, please like and then share it out. We're trying to get how many people want to get in here tonight. Let's go ahead and run up the numbers. Normally I stream on Twitter too, but we want all the Twitter people to come over here. So let me introduce the panel real quick. Let me bring them up. We got my co-host up there, Cyber Shorty. We got Mr. Before the Billion speaker extraordinaire down there at the bottom left. And we got Mr. Lee Hart. Mr. Colorado Stepper is in the building, man. So it's been cool. It's been some interesting things to happen. First and foremost, also is RIP to George Foreman. Oh, I think I got everybody muted. They probably gonna talk.
Yeah, I can talk.
Okay, cool. RIP to George Foreman, man. If you got a George Foreman grill, put a 1 in the chat right now. I know I got one.
Did he pass today?
Yeah.
It happened just like a little bit ago.
Yeah, he's 76 years old.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
So
One of the best.
big old George. Like for the youngsters, they thought Deontay Wilder was something serious. Go back and watch George Foreman. Go back and watch him. That's why it was so crazy that Ali beat him.
Yeah,
That's
one of the greats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what everybody been up to, man? Let's start with Mr. Lee first. He's moved to Colorado, y'all, and kind of forgot about us Southerners. So you know he might be a little uppity now. So let's see what he's been up to.
You're on mute.
Well, unmute me then, because I'm not. But
You good now?
You there?
okay. Well, yeah, not entirely, but yeah, it's something to get used to out here. But it's a lot of good things to look at, I would say.
You been hiking?
It's a 360-degree change from Texas. Let's just say that much.
Like what? Like give us some more details. Stop trying to be so dry with it.
Well, the culture of people, for one. So less diverse, but it's more sightseeing things, I suppose. If you're into nature and hiking and running around outside, things like that. I am excited for the summertime since, Texas is known for those brutally long summers. Is it already got, 80 plus degrees there, and it's still supposed to be winter, just turning spring. But yeah, so the summertime here is supposed to be a lot better. I'm excited for that. But other than that, yeah, I got to get used to a whole lot of different changes. So now I probably got to learn how to cook for myself now. So.
So you about to get your stomp the yard on, walking up the mountains.
Yeah. This definitely seems like something for you. You seem like you like to walk around.
I do. I've actually been doing a 30-day walking challenge, 2.5 miles a day.
I was talking to somebody at work. He always trying to get me to do something. I'm like, 95% of the things you recommended me to do involves me doing at least 3+ miles. He's like, yeah, that's about what it is to do out here. So, yeah.
You on mute, HD.
You on mute, HD.
Okay, I was saying it can't be too not diverse up there. You found somebody to retwist your hair.
I was finna say the hair is popping.
Yeah, the fresh
Oh
You found a
well,
barber?
man, that took some investigation, man. It wasn't easy. That took some looking around and some trust. You can't let anybody play in your hair, right? Just like going
No,
to
for
a
real.
barber. You gotta make sure they on point, or you may be getting laughed at work and you don't know why. Just walking
Yeah,
in
like
like
they know what they're looking at. But we got Cyber Shorty. Last time y'all saw her was what? Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. What you been up to?
Honestly, just slowing down just a little bit. Slowing down just a little bit. Still busy as always. School just resumed this past week. We were on spring break, but we're back to it. Um, Still teaching Linux right now and still doing my thing at work. Not too much, honestly. Just happy for a slower month. But I am doing a walking challenge, so I'm excited about that. I tried to do 75 hard, but
boys.
I tried to do 75 hard, but it was too hard. I don't have it's very difficult. That's a huge commit for me. I tried like 3 or 4 times. So we'll see maybe in the summer it'll be more feasible, but right now I just couldn't do it.
Betting. And let's get Mr. Will in real quick, y'all. He been posting on his accolades lately. So
Yeah, man, things have been pretty good recently. I've been nominated as a potential chair for the executive leadership team for the Urban League of Greater Atlanta for young professionals. That was a good surprise. I was like, man, I got nominated and I get a chance to have a leadership role. And I'm thinking about going for personal and professional development. But then I'm also on the committee board for the training, leadership, and development committee for the National Urban League for young professionals. So it's all kind of coming together. And then I have a speech coming up next week for Clayton State University. And overall, things have just been really good.
man, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. All right.
Yeah.
But before we get into everything, guys, if you got a question that you really want to ask, super chats get read first. So leave your super chat. We'll get to you. Any other question, we'll get to that after that. First thing I kind of want to start off with is everybody around here in similar age. I think Will may be the youngest, or it's Lee. I don't know. But did y'all use Uvu?
Yes.
This is an icebreaker. Did y'all use Uvu?
Yes. Wasn't that like Skype, right?
Yep.
But it was before Skype.
No.
Oh, hold on. You said they would use Uvu?
Yeah, Uvu.
Man, that thing's
I
so
did.
old, boy. I hate it.
Yeah,
I
the
definitely
middle school,
did.
high
That was
school
before like
days.
yeah, that was before FaceTime days and stuff. I used to
Man,
talk to all my friends who were away on there. Because you
Yeah.
can set up like a little group situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
it
Being
was
crazy on
so
Uvu back in the
funny,
day.
man.
What you was doing back in Memphis on Uvu?
Man, those were some days. That's just all I say. Because it was
Was you
just
caking?
I won't say all that. Nah,
I heard they call Lee Duncan Hines.
nah, man. It just was funny back in the day.
Anyways, man, I think the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was everybody know DOGE. They've been doing their rounds, we're going to different places. And I saw an article, just researching some topics, and it was like a federal judge is blocking DOGE from accessing some of the Social Security admin and administration stuff. So I wanted to look into that because I didn't read the article either. So we first time both seen it ourselves. Let me zoom in here so y'all can see it better. All right, perfect. So it says the federal judge blocks DOGE's access to Social Security Administration Bank of personal information. A federal judge on Thursday issued an order blocking Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing systems at the Social Security Administration that store the personal information of millions of Americans. In the Thursday ruling, U.S. District Judge Ellen Hollander in Maryland accused DOGE of being essentially engaged in a fishing expedition in search of fraud based on little more than suspicion. Hollander said DOGE never identified or articulated a reason why it needs access to the personal and private data of millions of Americans. I think I like that because it's kind of what everybody's been saying. So maybe people finally getting the backbone now. Like, hey, I just can't come here and do what y'all want. The access per Hollander violates several federal privacy laws, and the order warned of cybersecurity risk. Per the filing, DOGE has 10 staffers at SSA, and 7 of those who've had access to personally identifiable information in SSA's data systems. TechCrunch has identified several, including Akash Baba and Scott Coulter. I wonder if those guys that, no, that's not the same NASA guys. You don't think that, Destiny?
Not from what, like the last article, like the people who are doing the emails from their personal.
Yeah, I wonder who these people is.
There were different names.
Hollander said SSA initially granted DOGE access to the systems, which included Social Security numbers, medical records, driver's license numbers, tax information, and reams of personal information. I ain't heard a ream in a wow. Let me see. Okay, so this is telling us who these people are. Akash Boba is a DOGE engineer who is reportedly a student at the University, according to Wired. The New Jersey native graduated high school in 2021. You got to be for real. Are you kidding me? 4 years ago, this man was in high school.
Hey, there was a lot of people were saying that I follow on different social media platforms are saying how the different DOGE people that come on site all look like they're in their early 20s.
I mean, it makes sense though. They would be the only fools that would do this because they don't really understand what's at stake. So they're young and impressionable. They think they're doing good work. It reminds me of switching topics shortly, but it reminds me of the young cat that's working with the Kingpin on Daredevil. Like he's just so anxious to work with the Kingpin, like he really doing something. No, that's what we're
talking about the new season.
Yep.
Okay.
It's unclear how his experiences brought him to DOGE, but he has had some interactions with the tech world. I'm not gonna go through all that. I just want to see who these people are.
So he's still in school right now.
That's what they say. Yeah, he ain't say he graduated.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It's not the.
It must be his like friend's son or something like that.
I have no clue. Let me see. Scott Coulter. There we go.
That's crazy. Imagine one of your first jobs on your resume being Department of Government Efficiency.
Scott Coulter
laid off 2,000 people.
Scott Coulter is an IT specialist working for DOGE at the Social Security Administration, according to a lawsuit filed by union workers and a person familiar with the personnel matters. Prior to working for DOGE, Coulter headed Calberg Capital, a New York investment fund founded in 2018, which listed assets of around $171 million as of March 2024 per a regulatory filing. Both Coulter and Calberg were named in court documents during the Twitter versus Musk lawsuit in 2022 during Musk's takeover of Twitter, though it's not clear why either were named. Coulter was listed as an IT specialist in the Social Security Administration staff directly as mid-February. According to the person familiar, Coulter did not respond to a request for comment. Like, how we even know he really got experience to be an IT specialist?
I mean, it technically said background, he doesn't sound like he do.
Exactly. So I'm like, if possible, somebody if we can find a LinkedIn and see like if Buddy actually got a like experience. But I know from reading last week that most of them people deleted their LinkedIns because they already knew they weren't qualified. So this whole time, DOGE and the whole presidency, they talking about DEI, yet these people not even qualified to do their jobs. Something that just made up.
Yeah, I just feel like they should have to go through the appropriate procedures in order to get their clearance. I don't appreciate somebody who is not with the appropriate clearance being able to see anything about me personally, So I hope we get more upset, like it seems like we are, so that they can do better. Because if we don't get upset, then they'll just continue to do whatever they want to do, which is what they're currently doing. But we have that process in place for a reason, right?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
man. They were talking about the meritocracy of everything, and now look at them. They're just hiring on people who are still in school, still trying to prove themselves, have never worked in the corporate environment in any form or fashion, and have no experience. But let somebody who already has the degree and has experience, they're not good enough, and they get laid off. So it's just odd. Like it's a contradiction.
Yep, I agree.
do you want to? I know one of yours was. I think that I'm looking at your articles and saying which one would be. I think that kill switch one seems like it'd be like the most interesting out of all of them.
Which one?
The Texas
Oh,
man
the
facing
kill
prison for
switch.
the kill switch joint.
Yeah. And I like, yeah. Okay, let me pull that one up. Alrighty. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So Texas man faces prison for activating kill switch on former employer's network. Texas software developer Davis Liu faces up to 10 years in prison after a federal jury convicted him of causing intentional damage to his former employer's network. According to the Justice Department, Liu 55 began sabotaging his employer's systems after a 2018 corporate restructuring left Liu with reduced responsibilities and system access. Liu is accused of creating and implementing a kill switch that would lock out all of the company's employees from the network if Liu's credentials were ever deactivated. Prosecutors say Liu named the kill switch is DL enabled in AD, referring to whether Lou's account is enabled in the company's Active Directory. When Lou left the company on September 9, 2019, the kill switch activated, causing widespread system disruptions affecting thousands of employees globally. The Justice Department said Lou caused the company hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses. Sentencing is set for June 23rd, according to the court's docket. Well, that didn't age well.
That
That didn't age well at all. Um, I just have a lot of questions. Like, what was his offboarding process like? How was he even able to set that up? And there were no checks and balances in their AD environment. Um, Also, it was like a year later. Like he set it up in 2018 and it was activated in 2019. I bet they're embarrassed. It's very embarrassing on behalf of the company.
I mean, it's pretty simple though. It's not. It's really not that hard to figure out. If he's like one of the few people who can just do what he wants willy nilly with no auditing going on of
That's
what
what
they're
I'm saying.
doing, is I mean, hey,
Yeah.
he already knew how they worked. Like, hey, nobody watches for this type of stuff, so might as well.
Clearly, they're not using PIM.
So
Clearly, somebody has that standing access.
Probably
To
using
where,
Excel.
say it again.
They probably using Excel and SharePoint documents.
yeah, typical stuff.
The
Nobody's
funny thing is,
watching
you
what
can
I'm doing.
actually automate all that time somebody get fired.
Affecting thousands of employees globally is outrageous. Not gonna lie. And I
Hey,
want to know what type of time is he facing?
Say about 10 years, ain't it?
Let me see.
It's interesting how short white collar crime gets you. Like
yeah,
10 years. Like I don't know if you guys remember like the fire festival and the guy who ran that.
Bye. Yes.
The
Yes.
people, the people were out there in the middle of nowhere. but not in the middle of nowhere, in the Caribbean or whatever, with no place to like sleep.
Yeah, no water.
Yeah, no
It's
water, no
crazy. It
food.
was it was completely outrageous. It says the jury convicted him of causing intentional damage to protected computers, facing a maximum of 10 years.
Maximum. I mean, 10 years
Hey,
is a
Will,
long
didn't you
time
say
though.
you had a subject that you wanted to bring up?
It's very similar to one that you already said. Uh, so they had the Department of Education is planning to lay off up to 50% of its workforce, more than 1,300 employees. I can share my screen if you want.
Oh yeah, Department of Education. They're trying to go back to the
Yeah, go
states.
ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this is it right here. That's all them black millionaires. I go to them pretty often to find some news sources. But yeah, they said yeah, mass layoffs are expected to start Tuesday night at the Department of Education. Two sources told ABC News. They said that the reduction in force notices are expected to go out at 6 p.m. Nearly half of the department is expected to be eliminated, the sources said. And this coming from ABC News. So, very short, but overall, I think that it's odd to see that they're getting rid of the Department of Education and they're trying to, I guess, put it in the hands of each individual state. So I don't know if it's worse off because some states do things completely differently, or it's gonna be better for some states.
I mean, this is going to go back to the resources of those individual communities. Though a lot of people are saying, "Hey, it'll be good for the people who come from those good income backgrounds, where they can have a higher quality education." But you know, the ones who doesn't have that type of that income to support that high level education going to get the bottom of the barrel. So it's not going to
Yeah,
be a standardized. It's not going to be a standardized way to educate the students no more. So based on where you're coming from, or based on wherever your upbringing was, as far as your income level, your status is going to determine what type of level of education that you get.
yeah.
So yeah.
And then think
Mhm.
about it too. Like, where are these people going? Like, you lost your job. It's 1,300 people just lost their job or are about to lose their job. What do they do now? And then are they going to be competing for the same jobs that the people who are just recently graduating from? Like, people are graduating
Yes.
every single day. And then they're going to be competing with the people who got laid off from other things, like big tech companies or other companies like Forever 21 just closed, right? They're closing. So there's a whole bunch of more people into the job market.
Yeah,
It,
So,
it's
they all
definitely a
going
joke.
to transition into cybersecurity.
I like I like to welcome Miss Techpreneur to the building.
how you doing?
Hey, you guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had to put myself on mute, child. The dog keep running around the house.
Okay. While we are in between like important subjects, I thought we could talk about something funny. So one of my things I had is like when you're doing too much at work. And so it's this thread on X where this chick, however,
Oh my gosh.
It
yes,
gets worse.
she doing so apparently she work at some type of law firm, but this is why people always some people like that's why they be trying to make people put their phones in their locker because of stuff like this.
Hmm.
This is the exact reason. This is the prime example.
That said having your foot up on people's insurance work is crazy.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That is wow.
Then the GIF at the on the right, the bottom right.
Yeah.
If you can see the ad, I think that people sleep on how thirsty criminals are to get information to further their scams, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
I don't
they
feel
figured out
like she thinks that you can't. Somebody who wants to find out what that paperwork says can find out easy and quick.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, now some people, everybody know this man address. If I'm him, whatever law firm she work at, I'm definitely suing him.
Exactly.
Because why she showing her feet and it's on my policy or my paperwork?
It's a discount.
Feet juice.
She argued people down for sure, and
Oh, yeah, she
then
is.
deleted it, and then deleted it.
Talk about the wrong type of crash, y'all. I don't even want to get on her. She been crashing out the whole day, left and right. That's how you know she's not too bright. That's all I'll say on her. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Marquise.
Oh man, he called me Mister, like I'm old.
What's
Hey
up,
everybody.
Marquise?
Hey.
It's been a
Hey.
minute
Yeah.
since
This
I've seen
person on
some of
here.
you.
Let me get to the before I forget. Like last time, we went through a whole pod, and I waited to the end to talk about T-Mobile. But let's actually talk about the title of the video for one. For people who don't know, Wiz is a cloud security platform, and they've been making big moves. And they literally were founded 5 years ago, and just got bought for $32 billion, simply because they were solving a problem. And funny thing is, the first time last year they told Google no. I think Google initially came for like 23 million or whatever, and they told them no. They made an acquisition a couple of months ago for like almost $500 million. And I think that also helped lead to them almost getting $10 billion more in the deal. But let's read about it real quick. So this is directly from Wiz's page. I'm not gonna read the first part. It's still subject to get reviewed, but hopefully it go through, at least for them, because that's a lick. 5 years ago, my fellow co-founders and I set out to create something security and development teams will love. We embarked on a significant mission to help every organization secure everything they build and run in the cloud, any cloud. Our journey to create a platform that both security and development teams love has been shaped by listening to our customers. Their challenges inspire us to develop innovative cybersecurity solutions, and they trust us to support their cloud journey. Every day, we strive to earn and uphold that trust. And I will say, Wiz is probably one of the best platforms I probably ever worked with. Like simplicity, it gives you everything you need. Like it's just not convoluted. It's like people who have done the work made the tool. And if you know, you know. This guidance put us on a mission to change the way security is done and create a completely new operating model for security in the cloud. Customer adoption of our platform from enterprises to startups to public sector has grown at an incredible pace as we grow our vision to support our customers from public clouds to data and AI clouds, from cloud risk to the entire dev lifecycle, and from risk and prevention to the entire threat lifecycle, including detection, response, and prevention of threats. Today, Wiz is one platform for the modern cloud security operating model, from cloud to code. Today's news come back to that same guiding principle. Wiz and Google Cloud are both fueled by the belief that cloud security needs to be easier, more accessible, more intelligent, and democratized, so more organizations can adopt and use cloud and AI securely. We both also believe Wiz needs to remain a multi-cloud platform so that across any cloud, we will continue to be a leading platform. We will still work closely with our great partners at AWS, Azure, Oracle, and across the entire industry. That's big. I so thought Google's gonna start taxing people like, no, y'all gonna have to pay us to use our tool, which I still think some price is gonna go up a little bit. I think so they can start making their money back quicker. Wiz has achieved so much in a relatively short period, but cybersecurity moves at a warp speed, and so must we. The time is now. We expect this change to enable us to execute and innovate even faster. Becoming part of Google Cloud is effectively strapping a rocket to our backs. It will accelerate our rate of innovation faster than what we could achieve as a standalone company. Let's see. I don't know if I want to read all this stuff. Let's see. Google Cloud is the foundation of most engineering revolutions in recent years, helping to redefine cloud security and AI development. Google Cloud innovated with this cloud-native security approach, bringing innovations like zero trust and supply chain levels for software artifacts. which now leads the path for many organizations. Kubernetes, a core part of cloud and cloud native development, has been invented by Google Cloud. Today, it is a strong standard for cloud engineering and, of course, in Gen AI. Google has open source TensorFlow and many other tools and research to help advance AI. Google Cloud builds some of the most scalable and secure products in the world. And together, we want to utilize these cutting edge technologies to accelerate Wiz and help every team in the world get the most advanced cloud security possible. The resources and AI expertise will significantly bolster Wiz in important ways for the people who matter most: customers, partners, employees. And it goes on to say cloud is important than ever, and attackers aren't slowing down, and they got their money. But yeah, that's just crazy. Like a platform that pretty much came 5 years ago, 32 billion.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, right? Is to get acquired for a lot of these companies.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like that fast.
Yeah.
I remember when we talked about it last year, we were basically like, they realized when Google offered them that money that they were worth more than that. And like you said, they went back to the drawing board. They went ahead, brought someone else in to bring that value up even more. So it's definitely crazy to see it go up 10 million in less than a year.
Yeah, it's like when Justice be negotiating them contracts. You don't take the first offer.
That I will do.
We should get you to demonstrate some of that right now on live.
I could if you want me to.
Because it's a guy in Kenneth's it's a crash is coming, stay in tech. Sakokage. It's a guy that was in Kenneth's Slack channel that wanted to know like some negotiation tips or whatever, which I sent him the video we did from 2 weeks ago, reacting to the TikTok. But I guess we could use this for like the contracts. That's what your forte is. That's all one and the same.
Yeah, that's true. Was it salary for him?
Yeah, just salary. And you know, guys, I need to put a banner about techpreneurship. You know what I'm saying? If they want to learn more and more how to do C2C and not be, you know, job stacking.
I know. I've been talking to so many people. I just got a student on Blacklisted today.
So what's Blacklisted?
Blacklisted is where you like pretty much have a conversation with an agency, do an interview, or you get a job with an agency. And say, for example, you quit within a week, or you not showing up, or you just like leave it on that note. You'll be surprised. People join it right now. And they will blacklist you, basically put in a system like, hey, do not reach out or engage with this candidate, bad for business, X, Y, and Z. And then if they have a sister company, then you can get blacklisted from the sister company because, say, for example, they work with other, you know, they have partners, then it's going to be in the system like, hey, we can't work with this person. And now you like limit it to just, you know, recruiter opportunities and stuff like that. So.
Check you out doing the work of the people.
Man, what? I was like, you got blacklisted twice? That means you really did something bad.
So when they normally come to you with the lowball numbers, what you typically respond with?
They don't come with me lowball numbers because I don't play that. So, matter of fact, I had a situation happen yesterday. I had somebody, they reached out to me, asked me, am I open to work on a contract? I said yes. And the first thing they asked, well, what is your rates? Now, with me, I always shoot for the high numbers and then I work my way down. Because I'm like, the sky's the limit. The most they can tell me is no. So I'll give them like my max on the contract, especially it depends on like the job description, what all they need, and how much time it's going to take. I'll like leverage out that way. And so, for example, yesterday I told this one guy, I was like, hey, I'll do it for $95 an hour. Then he was like, oh, I mean, we can do 95, but only for corp to corp. And I'm like, I have a corporation. Like, I wasn't planning on doing W-2. And he was like, well, for W-2, we could have did it for like 75, 80. And I was like, no, I want to do it for a corporation. He was okay, cool. We could try, you know, based off your experience and your expertise and your background. I'm pretty sure we can get you at 90. So, yeah, I always shoot high to aim low later.
So how you like, so this thing too, like, because a lot of people don't know this. And if we giving away too much sauce, let me know. Okay. But how do you know how do you know what's the market rate for your services when you're doing corp to corp or whatever?
I look at levels.fyi. I go to that site. I have all my mentees go there. And then I also look into like LinkedIn, how much they're charging, Or, if you constantly talking to recruiters and they're giving like all around the same range, then it's like, okay, this is the market. And especially if you see a job post and they say like, hey, we're doing like, okay, 150 or 140, and like you see it often, then it's like, okay, that's the average.
Yeah, because I know this one time I thought I had hit me a lick. I was going to give me a corp to corp gig working with Airbnb. It was on the low end. It was like 95.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, they initially reached out to me, and because I didn't have a certain certification, they couldn't submit me for this role that was paying $150 an hour. And I was like, that's crazy.
You gotta be on point with the stats. Like you gotta, to get the highest, you have to fit everything that's 100% on the job description. Because like I had a cybersecurity mentee. He got his first C2C last month, and he's now at 100 an hour at his first C2C. So he's making like 200K.
So I think I got lowballed with mine when I was working with TB Consulting. I think Henri, I called Henri like right off the back. It was maybe like a 30-minute interview, and they're like, you got the job. And I think it was maybe like 80 an hour. And Henri was like, nah, man, you need more than that. So I went back and told them I wanted something like 120 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they denied it. But maybe 2 days later, they was like, yeah, we need you. So
exactly.
After that, I guess from a Splunk's perspective, it gave me the opportunity to, I guess, aim high, like you said. So now every opportunity I'm looking for, I'm probably going to aim around that.
As you should. And never go for the first number. So anytime they give you the first number, always think about, if they give me that number, I can always go at least about $5 to $10 more on a W-2. Now, if you do it on a corp to corp, just know that number they give you, you can always either up it like $15 to $20, sometimes $30, depends on the company. Okay.
Noted.
But they have it in the budget. They just got to pay the middleman, which is the recruiter. And the recruiter wants more money.
So I do have a question. How can you get the middleman out? That may be
you have to do your own research.
Oh,
so
really?
you have to have your own point of contact with companies. And that's another thing I teach in my program. I teach people how to get on the private list. So once you've been on a private list, that way companies reach out to you directly due to you being in a referral program. I don't know if y'all seen my reel that I posted on Instagram where it's like, oh, how to get on the private list to see. So that way you can pay a man and get the full like 200 to 300 an hour, however much you want.
What's your
I actually
Instagram?
got your course.
It's technically J. So the word technically and then JAI.
Okay.
But yeah, you can cut out the middleman, because there's been plenty of times I don't even work with the middleman. And I sent out links of like, you can get on Salesforce private list, you can get on ServiceNow private list, the government private list without a recruiter. So the thing about it, you got to apply under your company. And then they got to have a meeting with you. They sit down with you, talk with you about your credentials. So that way it's like the background part is already done. Like they already have you in the system. They trust you. You're a certified like professional at this point. And so if people are looking for you, they'll go through the database and be like, you know what, I want to work with this company. They have expertise in this. Let's reach out to them. Let's schedule up a meeting and see what we can do. And then you'll get the full amount that way.
That makes sense.
Is that the right website I just put in the chat for you, for your website?
What is it? Let's see. I don't see it.
Yeah,
that's the right one. And then it's going to take them to like enter site or like access to the portal. Yeah, that's the right one.
Kenneth said he can definitely get a hold of you.
Huh?
He's talking about Marquise.
Yeah, man. I'm on the move.
He's supposed to do a series called Escaping the Big Four. So I'm definitely trying to get him on, see if he come on tonight. You know, he's a wild guy. He might have some stuff going on.
Justice, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have people that work under you that have different skill sets?
Ooh, girl, you asking a good question.
Okay.
So yeah,
like, because I'm like, I have a million questions really, but I'm gonna just leave it to that one. Yeah.
You know what, y'all can ask as many questions y'all want. This is gonna be a free consultation. But so I have 2 C2Cs. So I have one that's strictly UI UX, and then I have another one where I outsource work with like people who's in cyber, QA, project management, and that type of things. So the people I work with, I don't work with anybody overseas. All my people in the US, and these are people I built relationship with based off like working on the projects together, or they write me on Instagram, they write me on LinkedIn, send me their work, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's work together. I outsource. And then, because at first I was doing it myself, and I was like, it's too much on me. And so I learned how to work smarter and not harder. And then I learned how to automate it. And once I learned how to automate it, Now companies strictly talk to, you know, the subcontractors I have under me. They don't need me on calls. They don't need me on meetings. So now I'm just looking at invoice, you know, approving checks, having kickoff meetings, and that's pretty much it. Then I go and I get into my fractional consulting. That's a whole nother thing I'm talking about. But yeah.
Thanks.
So
We got
yeah,
Mr. Davis in the building.
I'm a DM you.
Damien.
I think Kenneth said he's free too.
And also, everybody, if y'all do decide to go sign up, let her know where y'all came from so I can send her an invoice.
You have your own code.
Yeah, but remember, you didn't send it. You didn't resend it.
Your code works. It's TC10.
No, but I'm saying you didn't resend it. I couldn't set up my account to get the link.
No. Okay, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, your code definitely works. Okay. That's crazy.
Welcome, Damien. Damien is just celebrated a birthday not too long ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Happy birthday.
belated
Thank y'all so much. What's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
Doing good, man.
You know, make sure you drop your Discord in the chat too, Damien.
Most
This is where I've been sending everybody who's been trying to do like DevOps or some of the cloud stuff that I'm, you know what I'm saying, that's not my forte. I'm like, man, you better ask Damien. I'm like, you know, he got a whole YouTube channel showing y'all how to get y'all certs and everything.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
We trying to wait for the Clay Talk Show to come back too. Now, I ain't gonna lie. One of these articles that Destini put on here is actually kind of funny. So, a sperm bank got hacked.
Wait, what?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
So a sperm bank got hacked. So they stealing people's sperm. Oh,
Yeah. I wonder what they'll do with it.
Okay, let's see.
Sell it on the black market, I guess.
That is crazy.
Okay. Sperm donation giant California Bank warns of a data breach. U.S. sperm donor giant California Bank is warning customers it suffered a data breach that exposed customers' personal information. The bank is a full-service sperm bank providing frozen sperm donors and specialized reproductive services such as egg and embryo storage. The company is the largest sperm bank in the U.S. and services all 50 states and more than 30 countries worldwide. Bank detected suspicious activity on its network in April 21st, 2024, and isolated the computers from the IT network. Through our investigation, CCB determined that an unauthorized party gained access to our IT environment and may have accessed and or acquired files maintained on certain computer systems between April 20th and April 22nd. Out of an abundance of caution, CCB undertook a comprehensive search and review of the files that may have been accessed and or acquired as a result of the incident. An almost year-long investigation has determined that the attack exposed varying personal data for customers, including names, bank accounts, and routing numbers, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, payment card numbers, and or health insurance information. CCB is offering a free 1-year credit monitoring to those whose social security or driver license numbers were exposed in the breach. The company has implemented additional safeguards and security measures to protect data and monitor their system. When sperm is donated, it is commonly done anonymously with the donor assigned an ID number. The donor ID is then shared with any donor sperm recipients and can be used by offspring when they turn 18 to try and learn more information about their biological father. It is unclear if donor information, including donor ID numbers, were stolen in the breach, which would be a significant privacy concern to those who donated sperm in the past anonymously. Yeah, that's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, because like they said, a lot of people want to stay anonymous, and that takes your anonymity completely out of the picture. And a lot of people even just can't have kids, whatever the reason may be. Like they said, they're one of the biggest sperm donor banks in the world. That's steep. That's actually really steep.
Yeah.
And they like I'm just thinking about if I was a donor, like how would I feel if I didn't want to be contacted, or even anyone to know that this is what I'm doing, and now my data
Exactly.
potentially is exposed. Yeah.
Y'all
I don't
ever
know
seen
which
that
one's
movie?
worse.
I forgot what it's called, but Kevin Hart in it. It's like one of the early low budget movies he did, where he used to drink like a gallon or 2 gallons of water every day and go donate sperm.
Yeah.
Wait,
What
which
was that
one?
movie?
Kevin Hart. Wasn't
Yeah.
it something about a business?
Nah, you thinking about something about the business. That's like a parody movie, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a different movie. He on there with I forgot who it is, but like he literally drinking
35 and ticking.
the water and he be donating sperm. That's his job.
It's called
I think
35 and ticking.
Yeah,
Yep.
35 and ticking.
I'm
Oh,
definitely gonna watch it.
That's it. Hey, I wonder how much they charging for sperm now. That might be better than going to get a loan. What y'all think?
Man, no.
Nah,
I
I don't think I got that.
Now I heard what women be making off of the egg selling thing that they got going on, man. I'm like,
Wait, they selling eggs?
The eggs are worth more money than the sperm.
yeah, the
Really?
women selling it's like
Yeah.
this one woman. They said she got like 30 kids out there, but
Because they
Yeah.
have to extract the eggs. It's like a legitimate procedure. Lay down, type of
Donate more sperm
situation.
than somebody could donate an egg, though.
Say it again.
You probably could donate sperm every day, or do they got a limit? Like, is it like plasma? You know,
I
like
I believe there is a limit on how you can go about it. But I know that they like even for the donor, like it's not just easy as just walking in and, doing what you do and leaving out. They do have to do like a whole bunch of genetic testing and stuff like that for you. So a lot of their health data potentially could also be exposed, which again, they didn't sign up for that at all. Mental health evaluations, all that kind of stuff. They look at a lot of that.
yeah.
Isn't there some type of I don't know what it's called, where you can actually customize genetics now? Where if you want your kid to have like this type of genetic from this type of gene from your mom or your dad or something like that. I think I heard about
That's real
something.
fancy.
I don't know.
Real
but you go to the sperm
2025.
bank and say you want a kid that's 6'3".
Give Black girl with that one, honestly.
Dude, that's gonna be doing soon when we start having androids as people.
Oh no.
Somebody in the chat said 1,500 to 2,000 for an egg. Yeah,
I feel like it's more than that though.
it might be.
And that's
No,
for-
I was thinking the placenta.
yeah. That's a trip to Miami.
Ooh.
They're not doing the placenta. They don't even want to give you that at the hospital. Your own placenta.
you gotta pay for it.
So I thought
Yeah, like you have to sign like so many documents to even be able to take it home with you. They're like, "Are you sure? You should let us keep it because there is a lot of good stuff going on in that placenta that they're using."
What
I
do
think
you
at a
do
birth
with it?
center you can get it
Yeah,
back.
exactly. You can. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll
okay.
actually like package it up and stuff for you.
And then
So
they'll
I-
eventually fall off after X amount of days.
Yeah, but what do you do with
Seriously?
it when you take it home?
I heard you eat it.
Well, no, what I'm thinking of is a lotus birth is where it's still attached to the baby.
Yeah. You can say you don't want
until it falls off. Basically, they like put some herbs and stuff on it and put it in some like they make it appropriate for you to be able to carry around, but it is still attached to the baby.
You put it in like the air fryer or something.
But some people take it and like blend it up and take it as supplements.
Yes.
Like there's a lot that you can do with the placenta. There's a whole bunch you can do with it.
It says she says y'all probably thinking about surrogacy. Actually carrying the baby is more expensive.
That's where you getting $50K, $20K. Yeah.
That remind me. You ever seen the movie Pain and Gain with Anthony Mackie, The Rock, and Mark Wahlberg?
Oh yeah.
Where they like was working at the gym or whatever, and Anthony Mackie was on steroids, and he in the strip club drinking breast milk, talking about this the real HGH.
No.
Nah.
Speaking of Anthony Mackie, HG, you saw that clip where he was talking about like how certain people get opportunities over others. Like he's been
talking about the success is actually given that joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
actually a
that's a given.
topic, and I got to find a video for that.
All I know about dude is the memes.
I can put it in the chat.
I remember his Papa Doc.
Dude, the face.
I don't know.
You do know who he is. You watched
I
8
do.
Mile before?
Papa Doc from 8 Mile. Cheddar Bob.
Captain Mac. Ain't
Oh,
that the
Captain
black?
America.
Ain't that the black guy that play in Captain America?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, the guy they post his meme about his face when he make that
Yeah,
little
he be
smirk.
smirking. Like he up to no good.
Man, that's so funny, bro.
But yeah, I got the clip. I put it in the private chat.
I was supposed to say he always looking like he knows something about you. What is this? Oh man.
All right, perfect. I got that. So I actually should have read this one before Justice gave our whole spiel. But I came across another article on Business Insider about a man who's secretly about to make $800K, but he having people secretly work for him. A Gen Xer's plan, really? That made me mad. A Gen Xer's plan to earn $800K this year across 6 remote jobs, hiring people to be him.
Yeah, they cracking down on that bad.
Hey, this one of the reasons why people got to go back into the office because they ain't doing it the right way.
Don't blame it on that.
I sure hate
Oh.
that.
I'm telling you.
So it's the main reason, 100%. I talk to recruiters like all the time, and they say it's that, and because they're giving away laptops, they're giving away their identity. So now they're making people show their IDs on the interview. Exactly. Like,
Yeah, they go back to the laptop forums with the North Korea people. When I was back at Optiv, they hired a dude that they thought was somebody to interview, but it wasn't them. When the real person got the job, they couldn't do it. Like, this been happening.
Yes, a mess.
Like 2020 and 2022, like that was a wild time. Let me see. All right, here we go. For Harrison, juggling 6 remote tech jobs means occasionally being double booked for a meeting. His solution? Pay someone to pretend to be him. My person knows the updates and kind of sounds like me, Harrison said, adding that his meeting typically didn't require him to be on camera. Harrison's identity was verified by Business Insider, but he asked to use a pseudonym, citing a fear of professional repercussions. Harrison, who's a quality assurance professional, quality assurance, Justice,
QA.
in the IT sector, has built a team of 7 workers who are helping. He must have took that course.
No comment.
He has built a team of 7 workers who are helping him secretly hold multiple full-time jobs simultaneously. If his employment situation stays the same, he expects to earn $800,000 this year and pay his team about $250,000. His rate is about $25 to $30 an hour. This is set to be Harrison's 5th year using this model to maximize his income. In 2023, he had 6 U.S.-based full-time remote jobs, 3 as a W-2 employee and 3 as a consultant, earning roughly $470,000. According to earning documents, he estimated that after paying his workers, he profited about $320,000. In 2024, he said he had as many as 9 jobs simultaneously, estimating that he earned more than $500,000 after paying his workers. He'll know more definitively once his taxes are complete. You see, this I don't know what his race is, but one thing's for sure is we just gonna say in this instance, niggas gonna need it because like 9 jobs, my boy.
9 is crazy.
Yeah, that's tough.
Is this a reason for you? Is this a reason for you to call a cause for you to be like audited?
Possibly. And when you think about it, so if he made,
or is it like unlimited? Like you can have 50 jobs. Because
so
that sounds crazy, right?
No, you only supposed to have 2 legal W-2 gigs.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
If you read your contracts from your company, they only allow you to do 2. Now, if you are, say, for example, a company don't have a non-compete, then you can do as many as you want. But if you're already working as a W-2, you're only allowed to have 2 W-2s legally. Anything after that, they can sue you and make sure you don't ever work again in life.
But how would they know?
How would they know?
They can use the work.
They're gonna know.
Did I ever tell you about a story where I had a mentee? She was working 3, and the reason why she was doing that, I guess she was like lacking in her job, and the job was like something's off. So they did a random background check. All you gotta do is pay an extra $50 to see where all you working at.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
can get all your jobs on your social.
So as soon as you tie your social security number to stuff, it's easy to
they can find everything.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
don't
I
forget.
got one guy, he said he has it where he took all his jobs off his social. Don't know how he did it, but he's like, I can't get caught. I took all my jobs off the social. I got my information off the internet. It's not on the internet. But it's like, if you have something crazy happen, or like, say, for example, you on a VPN and you need to get on a computer, do something else on another computer, you're still going to get caught. Like,
yeah, your ISP still knows that you connected to a VPN.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you're still going to get caught. Like, they don't be thinking. So, yeah, you can lose all your jobs. Especially, that's why I tell everybody, read the non-competes on your contracts. Because in the fine print, they have it where, look, you can't work for our competitor for at least like about 12 months or 24 months or however long. And if they find out, even after you left that job and you're working with a competitor, they're still suing you.
Yeah. Hey, funny thing is, I got another reason how they might try to catch you, see what you got going on. I'm gonna bring it up once I finish the article because it's really about justice.
Oh, okay.
Where we at?
Let me go.
I used to be nervous about the boss losing in the stock market, bills, kids, tuition. He said the big difference of having more jobs is I'm less nervous because if something doesn't go well, it's not going to kill me. And see, this is where people get caught because everybody got the jobs they like the most and the jobs they don't really care about. And that's when the stuff starts slacking and then people be noticing like what's going on. BI has interviewed more than 24 overemployed workers who have secretly held multiple jobs to boost their incomes and job security. But Harrison is among an even smaller group of job jugglers who have hired people to do some or most of their work, a trend facilitated by the remote work revolution, globalized social networks, and growing access to software tools that make outsourcing one's job possible. To be sure, holding multiple jobs without employer approval could have professional repercussions and lead to burnout. Additionally, return to office mandates and hiring slowdown in white-collar industries have made it harder to land remote roles. 4 employees for work tasks, 2 more for finding new jobs. He got a whole little system down. Around 2018, Harrison began working 2 remote jobs. When the pandemic hit and remote roles became abundant, he started secretly juggling a 3rd and 4th. The workload soon became unmanageable, so he used freelance platforms like Upwork to find qualified people he could trust to take on his work tasks. After interviewing many candidates, Harrison gradually built a team, the members of which he calls employees, and took on more jobs. His workers are in the U.S., Canada, India, and Pakistan. Upwork told BI that violating an employer agreement was against the company's policy and that it would take action if a violation was explicitly stated in the platform job posting. Harrison spent most of his days attending work meetings and reviewing his team's work, which he said added up to about 40 hours a week. 4 of his employees complete his work duties while another, his brother, they going to jail. Helps manage operations for meetings. He's out of work, so I'm able to help him out. Harrison, who's in his 50s, said of employing his brother-in-law. Probably the best thing I've ever done. Occasionally, he gets laid off from a job or a consulting gig contract isn't extended, he said. So to sustain and grow his operation, 2 separate employees apply for jobs on his behalf. He handles the interviews, but in recent months, it's become harder for Harrison to land new remote jobs. Yeah, they cracking down, bucko.
Yeah, it's back in office, and they paying more for back in office.
Definitely cracking down. You know, you reading this, you know, if anybody's seen American Gangster with Denzel Washington,
Yes,
this is exactly what it's reminded me of. Just that, because this dude is an OG for real. Like, I don't know who he is, but you got your family in on this too.
Yeah. He said going to jail.
It reminds me of a case I looked at where someone was doing like some insider training, obviously, or insider training with their family. Like when they weren't supposed to be buying stocks, they were like, hey, it's gonna hit this for this much, so you go ahead and take it out. And it was like a wife, a husband, brother-in-law, dad, the whole family was involved. And
so they all got charged?
They all got charged.
Oof.
So Bob says it's no competition illegal since last April. There's some technicalities to that no competition or the no compete thing, right?
I do remember that did come out. I do remember it did, but I didn't dive into it.
I think it's by states. I can't remember it. I know certain states are doing it, certain states are not.
Right.
So I know in Texas, like I know with Texas, you can have. I think you can have more than two W-2s, but it just depends on your state. So like that's what I'm telling you, right? Like it depends on where you live at and what your state laws are.
Yeah, this is all new.
Yeah, like it really just depends on your location. So like with Texas, even like say for example, you have your corp to corp, right? And you're like, look, I got like about 5 contracts on my corp to corp and their competitors. Certain companies can't say anything if it's not in their non-compete or if it's not like in a certain state law.
So I still don't understand. Like, how will they find out?
So with the corporate court, it don't matter because you're your own business, your own S corp LLC. So they can't tell you what to do because it's your business. But it does matter when you're W-2 because you're having an agreement with the company and you as an employee. So they feel, okay, cool. Well, if you're working with us, that means you're sharing our information with our competitor, which means we can't trust you, so we need to let you go. And honestly, companies have a right to do as they will because, you know, they're just companies. But most of the times they do end up finding out and sometimes they don't. Companies only, so like I tell everybody, they only find out really if you lacking or you slacking on your job. And 2, they feel like you got too much praise or something going on. Somebody in the company gonna find something on you and snitch and find it out. I see it happen all the time. If you got a hater in the company, they're gonna look up, see what you're doing, and then give out the information to whoever your higher up is. But if you're not being consistent on your job and say you're doing all these jobs and you're stacking and you're like slipping one little time, then they're gonna be on you after that. So it really like you're playing a dangerous game. It's like either you're gonna take the risk, or you take the risk. It's like, okay, cool. Now maybe.
So this definitely isn't for a slacker. This is for a high performer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you should get like a no-brainer job, something that you can just breeze by with.
Like QAs, for example. QAs, they don't have to be in meetings like that. They literally on the computer. It's an introverted role. And like I tell some people, you got to look for roles that either introverted or extroverted. If you have an extroverted role, you cannot be out here stacking or taking on multiple contracts. It's not going to happen. Like project managers, business analysts. Well, business analyst can depend on the client. But like project managers, anything that's client facing, you cannot do it. Now, if you got a role where you're strictly on the computer, you probably got 1 or 2 meetings here and there, then it may be possible.
Yeah, you got to work around your schedules or your meetings. But let me get back to this. Let's see what else is talking about so we can educate the people. Because I'll be dealing with these clients and they'll come to me for something they heard on Instagram or X and be like, yeah, I'm new. I'm trying to get in cyber. I want to get 2 jobs. I'm like, fam, you just need to get good at 1 job first before you try to do 2.
Yeah, no, for real.
Hey, it's hard to get 1 job.
The technicalities of overemployment. Harrison is a U.S. citizen but lives abroad most of the year and uses a VPN with a U.S. location. His outsourcing operation is possible because software tools like Zoom, TeamViewer, and UltraViewer. So I can go ahead and say he must be at some smaller companies. A lot of companies don't even allow these tools.
That part.
Because they already know malicious and suspicious stuff happens with them. Anytime you see it, we used to have a rule just if we seen TeamViewer or something used. We're like, yo, what you using TeamViewer for?
Shoot, Microsoft Teams another C2.
Yeah, they found some workarounds over that, like what the people was doing with that, acting like that was IT support. And some other stuff.
Microsoft Teams, shoot, you can do a whole lot of data exfiltration with that. So hey, it don't matter. Whatever type of support tools now can be used for whatever.
He said that he tried to pair employees with a single job, but that some were working on 2 simultaneously. As far as Harrison knows, none of his employees have suspected his job juggling. He'll occasionally be asked a question about an employee's work and won't have an answer, but he can stall until that person updates him. Looking ahead, Harrison plans to keep up his job juggling for the foreseeable future because he doesn't think he has enough savings to retire. He said having about 6 jobs seems to be the sweet spot because he could significantly boost his earnings and job security without working too many hours. And if things become too overwhelming, he can always drop a job. When you're unemployed, the first job that comes around, you've got to take. And he said, I've kind of had the ability to choose what I get into.
Man,
he going off.
I mess with it, but at the same time, you know, it's just so much going on.
I don't recommend.
I don't recommend it either.
What type of lifestyle is he living?
Right.
He's staying abroad.
Oh,
But the thing is, so when you work abroad, you got to let your security team know how long you're gonna be there, or you just live over there, because they're going, okay, when you come back to the US or whatever, they're gonna like look for them exceptions. Then they're gonna get suspicious, like, why are you over there so long? And I know this because weekly we look at these remote worker reports and where they be at and where they said how long they're gonna be at, where they was at. But two things. I want to welcome Mr. ECA to the building, Mr. Kenneth Ellington, my Aries brethren. Birthday is right after mine.
Hey, Henri, can I ask about that point that you just made? Can the security team tell, like, let's say you're supposed to be living in the same state, but you work remote, but then you like move to another state? Do they say, okay, well, we know exactly where you are, move back?
Nah, that's an HR thing. Like, if like you moved or whatever, like, it's something you're gonna have to clear with HR. I mean, if you're still in the US, it ain't that big of a deal, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, it ain't that big of a deal.
They can trace your location. Well, not actually trace your location, but
no, we can see like where they logged in from.
Yeah.
So even if you're on a VPN, the VPN gonna say one thing, but it's gonna tell us exactly where you was, unless you try to use another VPN, which they probably not gonna go for. But I also want to be funny and say another way you can get caught. I ain't gonna say get caught slipping, like you like job juggling or whatever, but if you got a lot of other stuff going on. Justice had this story about like she thought she was being real low at work, dressing like under the radar. and Mr. Man was like, hey, my wife work at this department store. She said them things cost a pretty penny.
Oh yeah. Don't wear golden gooses to work.
Dressing too nice.
I went to work with a Goyard and Golden Goose, and they've been pocket washing me ever since.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even drive my truck to work. I had to drive my other car because they be pocket washing me. So it's like, yeah.
And you're a woman too, so yeah.
And I'm the only black girl in a leadership role, so
standing out. Yep.
Yeah, they like, oh yeah, we gotta figure out what she might got something that's going on, but it don't matter because they know I have C2Cs, so they're just like, all right, cool. But like the employees don't know, but like VPs and CEOs, they know because that's how they found me.
Okay. Because you always can say you just talked to a personal ball player and keep it trucking.
True.
That too, but I mean, I don't discuss my personal business with them people. I don't say nothing.
You know they be trying to find you online.
No, they really do. That's why I had to change my Instagram name to technically J.
Hopefully they're not watching this.
I remember watching a TikTok a while ago, and they were talking about a girl who had a Gucci bag, and then she ended up getting let go because of it.
Oh no, that's crazy.
It worked. Why?
It was a while ago. I gotta find it.
Oh, I thought it was a certain type of outfit she was wearing or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. She was dressing nice.
I can't remember the word for it. It was something like.
Is you talking about that siren stuff?
Is it that?
I don't know.
What?
Well, she was dressing kind of like they call it skimpy.
Oh, yeah, that was the siren situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Show it to her so we can be the judge.
I still don't understand. I never saw the outfit or anything. I was looking in the comments trying to figure out like what are you talking about? But it was never. I don't think it was. Was there a video?
I think there was a video of what she wore.
Bob said he had a story of someone taking 10 different jobs, then going to Fiverr or Upwork to find Chinese people to do his job, and he has been caught. Yeah, because don't nobody want any workers from Hong Kong.
No, not at all.
Not in a bad way, like they incompetent, but the stuff that like China
the
do,
beef.
like work stuff, like
the beef we got. Yeah.
Oh man.
I was gonna say the other implication is taxes as well, depending on what state you stay in. So that can also be something that comes back to bite you if you're juggling multiple things. Yeah. And working in different states.
But look, y'all, I really want to give Kenneth the floor so he could talk about stuff in the Big Four, because he wanted to say it one time when he technically was still wrapped up in the Big Four. And I know now he has the freedom to say as he pleases. And he don't got to go as hard like as I did. Like I got my Goldman Sachs video hid just because I went a little too hard.
Nah, don't hide it, bro.
I'm blacklisted for sure.
Oh man.
You on a watch list?
Probably so. Everybody else affiliated with me probably is too. Hey, I went
Let me get
in. For real.
offline.
Did you?
Yeah, I send it to you. I send it to everybody.
That's how I feel about PayPal. I can't never go back there if I want to. They hate me so bad.
Let me see. I could find it while Kenneth gives us his whole spiel. Here you go. Floor is yours, man.
Oh, thank you. So basically, I worked at Ernst & Young for like, I want to say 2.5 years. Overall, I would say it wasn't terrible at the start. But then my director, he got an offer from Splunk, so he's the CTO there now. He makes a crap ton of money. I'm happy for Tony. But after he left, it went back towards being more consultant-like. And so the managers that I got, I didn't think they were that great personally for a lot of them. So I remember I was on like a really big banking client, and I was working like, I want to say 60, 70 hours a week. And I got a ping on Teams. I was in a meeting with my client, and they're like, Kenneth, your LLC may be in violation of our policy. Please see this meeting invite for next week. I'm like, and the person who pinged me was like a lead partner, and they don't ever call you unless you're being fired or getting promoted. I wasn't getting promoted, so I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, John, I'm like, what's going on exactly? He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll tell you about it next week. I'm like, I'm about to be fired. So I'm like stressing out the entire week. I can't focus on work. And then like next week comes up, and I have a meeting, and so he's like, Kenneth, we've been getting multiple reports by different people. I'm like, multiple people? He's like, yes, that you've been on LinkedIn while you're at work during the middle of the day. And more people have been reporting that over the past couple of months. We just want to know, how's it happening? I'm like, I have automation software on the team. They're like, oh yeah, sure, of course. So like, what time did no post? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's automated. Oh yeah, of course. I asked them, I'm like, did you ask my client or team this? They're like, no. I'm like, of course you didn't. Because if you did, you would have knew that my client's happy with my work and so with my team. So I found out that apparently someone or like a group of people were like reporting every time I posted a LinkedIn or made a comment, like they get to report it toward my director. So they're like, Kenneth has been posting at 10:35 on a Thursday. Kenneth was posting at 3:32 on a Tuesday. Kenneth was posting at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday, and they just reported every single time that I posted something on LinkedIn. And so that was going on for like, I would say maybe 4 months. And so I found out, you guys worked at consulting companies. I know Henri has. There's like an internal system we use called Mira. It's how we track who's on engagements, right? I think Deloitte calls it something different, but we call it Mira. So if you're not in engagement, they know to give you internal work, right? So we can try to get more money and get more clients. So someone went in the system and changed it to make it look like I wasn't working. And then I fixed it, I changed it back, and then like a week later, someone changed it back to make it look like it wasn't working. And only like managers and above can do that. So I don't know who didn't like me there, but they made it sure that I wasn't happy there. And so at that point, I'm like, I have to leave. So I kind of planned everything out. And then last September, I got an offer for a consulting position. They paid me almost exactly the same. I work at half the many hours that I did at UI, so I took it and left.
That is crazy.
Man, you should have come to Charleston White.
Hey, yeah, that's why those those stories that happened there earlier about people leaving and shutting down the whole business systems. That's the type of reasons why that stuff happens. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's other funny stuff too. So like my last week there, I flew to Richmond for one of my clients. My client was a VDOT. So you know when you like Henri and Destini, when you travel for a client, you have to like be up the entire day, right? Because you're with them in the morning for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. You're trying to sell them more work, basically. So I was doing that. Then I taught at night for ECA. So I was working like 16-hour days when I was there. So I did that for like 4 days in a row. And when I got back, Richmond's airport is like really, really small. There's like 10 gates. So my flight got delayed like by 3 hours. So I didn't get back home to like eat, sleep, and shower till like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I had to get a client call like at 7 a.m. told my team, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try to sleep in because I'm really tired, right? I got home really late. I get a call at 7 a.m. Kenneth, where are you at? I'm like, I'm sleeping in. They're like, what do you mean? Client call going on right now. What? What do you mean you sleeping? All right. And at that point, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Then I got the offer like 2 days later, and then I left.
Won't he do it?
Man, you should have told them GOMD.
He said this is one of these big four firms, man.
I had to think about that.
J. Cole got a song called GOMD. If y'all don't know what that stands for, just look it up. That's what you should have told them.
No,
Or you should
Not spell it out, just use the acronym.
For real, because I think that's overboard. I feel like companies always be doing that when they see you trying to like do your own thing. And especially if your work not bad, they got to figure out some type of way to bring you down. I feel like that stuff used to happen to a friend of the show. Whenever they can want to tell their side of the story, hopefully they come tell it on here. We could break the news. What happened to her? Because that sound like same stuff they were doing to her. I'm like, bro, who cares? What are you? You should have said, what are you doing while I'm posting something? Why?
I want to ask him that, but I'm like, you know what? Never mind. It's not worth it.
You should have said you need to make sure your wife not cheating on you while you worried about me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so
So
petty,
worried about
bro.
me.
Like, I'm glad I've never been in those type of situations. I'm too petty, bro.
For real.
Yeah, I don't think I've been in those type of situations.
I'm blessed to not be in those situations.
And that's the thing. That's the reason why I think I shot a pod with your boy AD this week, and we was talking about how you get some of the big four firms, they definitely gonna work you. Because we had an article. Remember Destiny, we read the one about the chick from Deloitte that got fired, but she was talking about like she just did not fit the culture. They was working
Oh, the culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. At least if
She
you
ate
want
it
to
up.
come up,
But you have to be careful when you are bashing a company about what you say, because other people be like, keep them away from me. Keep them away from her. We heard about, we saw that, you know. So you start to get that rep as well.
Man, did you see the company though? They worried about the people. Look at what the company doing.
But I can live with it if what I said is true. So, like that stuff I said in that video that's in the that I put in the chat, I stand by everything I said in that video.
I'm about to go watch this.
Yeah, I need to see this.
This is the same old one that was on YouTube years ago, right?
Yeah, it's unlisted right now for other reasons. Maybe one day we'll actually like do a live reaction to like some of my old content. Like I was wilding on this video. Like, a matter of fact, I was so hot that I recorded the first video and the sound wasn't working, so I re-recorded it.
Oh, you was mad.
You that mad?
You was big mad.
Hey, somebody got to hear this.
Right.
Let me see. A lot of people on here stay in the DFW area. So I was driving at the time when 380 was jacked up downtown every day for no reason. Of course I was gonna be mad.
Right.
Wasting all my
It reminds me of that old Kevin Hart joke where he was like his dad was so mad he took down the Christmas tree. He was like, you know how mad you got to be to take down a whole Christmas tree?
Hot, baby, hot.
Man, that remind me of Kings of Comedy. DL Hughley was talking about when black folks get fired. Talking about, you knew I was fired yesterday. Had me waste my gas.
Yeah. Should have fired me while I was still at the house.
He said, black folks don't play about no gas, do they? They still don't. You know, that gas be up too much.
Fire story is crazy. I remember I got fired on vacation.
That's like getting fired on your day off.
That what I'm know. I was in Mexico and they let me go. I said, damn.
That actually is a good. That actually what you call it.
Ain't no better place to get let go though.
What about you? Alive.
What?
Did you just go to Goliath one day and they weren't there?
Oh, you talking about me?
Marquise.
What happened?
I said, did you just go to Goliath one day and the people weren't there, or what?
Oh man, yeah. So I think wasn't that during COVID time?
Yep. Your boy TJ.
So I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Like they told us to work remote. They provided me a laptop and everything. I think I still got the laptop now. Think about it. But so I'm texting like, hey, you know, it's COVID. Do we need to go in the office? Nobody responded. And actually, I lied. I'm sorry. It was one guy named Peter. He did. He was like, yeah, come to the office. But I was we lived like 15 minutes away or something like that.
Nah, that was a McKinney at the time, so it might have been 20.
So yeah, about 20, and actually it was Fairview, but yeah, about 20, and I drove there. I tried to go in, doors were locked. I sat outside in the parking lot, maybe like 35 minutes. I called Henri. I'm like, hey, I think this it's shut down. Like something's wrong. He was like, man, just come back to the crib. And I tried to send the email out to my manager. I couldn't find his email anywhere. Like it got, I don't know what happened. Like when I sent the email, it didn't go through. But the company's still on LinkedIn, so
What?
I don't know. Yeah, it was this company called Goliath. I think they're based out of Florida now, but yeah. Actually, you know what? I will look them up. Yeah, let me look them up, see if they still alive.
I got a crazy story about the startup I worked at.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, come on, go ahead.
It's like some real power type of stuff, man.
Go ahead. Come on, brother. You making more than my managers.
The CEO, bro. It's like you can look this up. What's his name? What's his name? I think it's Greg something. I can find it. But anyway, all I know is I left that company after being there 2-3 months, and then I know 2 months later, some of the coworkers I had, they hit me up on LinkedIn. They were like, "Hey, you was the one managing the all the devices of the computers were all locked out. How do we get back in?" I'm like, "I don't know. I ain't been there in 2 months." But then the day later, come to find out, they're like, "Oh yeah, so yeah, the company's going into receivership. The owner apparently has been running a Ponzi scheme for 20 years." I'm like, "What?" Owing over $150 million in loans and mortgage loans he had going on, and he went overseas and never to be found again. And I met this guy one time right before I left. I was like, "That's just crazy." It just sounds unrealistic, but it's really happening. It's funny, bro.
Yeah, man. I thought
you bro.
Yeah, my fault. Funny that you say that. That reminds me of like funny stuff that happened when I worked at McAfee. They told us our manager traveled to India and his accounts got compromised. But that's not what happened. He got fired. Now, word on the street was he was being inappropriate with somebody else on his team.
EEOC.
That's what I think was happening. I don't know. And allegedly, that person was friends with, his wife or whatever. I'm just gonna say that.
It's tough.
Some real Beauty in Black type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I didn't watch the second season.
Oh, it's so good.
I couldn't even get through the first.
Really?
Yeah, the first was
Turn
too
it
much.
off.
Yeah, it was too much.
Men be talking about work wife. That stuff, that work wife, work husband stuff be real.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're spending more time with them than your actual spouse. So, I mean, I'm not advocating.
That is so funny.
Man, like I said, people be bringing you lunch and stuff. Like, that's
you know what? Crazy. You know what's crazy is like if you're gonna get married, why would you cheat?
That part, clock empty.
That's true.
Man, marriage is a whole thing. It's more than just the relationship at that point.
Come on,
yeah.
Now, hey, Mr. McAfee, I know you had to watch I know you watched that John McAfee video he posted on YouTube.
I didn't watch it yet. I ain't watching a lot of stuff.
You ain't watched the video he got on YouTube about when people complain about how to uninstall McAfee.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
I never watched.
It's hilarious.
Man, you gotta watch it, bro. He was doing powder and everything on YouTube. I was like,
he passed though, didn't he? A few years ago. Yeah.
He passed, but he said basically, I don't know why I'm still getting death threats about a technology or a company I haven't been affiliated with in over 10 years. Wow. But okay.
Shoot, that's gonna be your boy Elon.
So it's your name tied to it, bro. It's all your fault.
You started it.
All right, what'd you say? That's Elon.
Yeah, that's gonna be him.
Man. So I don't know if you guys already talked about this, but how do you feel about DOGE and them having access to?
Yeah, you missed it.
Oh man,
Yeah,
okay.
that was like first topic, I think.
Not you missed it.
Yeah.
Had to be that.
Man.
Destiny, while we wait on you to probably get that Pennsylvania education data breach up, I'm gonna just briefly talk about Invincible.
Oh, season 3.
Who finished Invincible?
I did.
This was
I
like,
did.
talking about
What is this on?
I actually read the comics.
What is it on?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
I don't
I'm
even
so
have time to watch
lonely.
TV, so
I finished Invincible and Family Business New Orleans.
So what do you think of Invincible? Just be honest. Or this season?
It was straight. It finally peaked up. You know, Conquest really made probably the season for me, if I'm gonna be honest. Because I'm very disappointed I ain't see Nolan get to come back and fight.
Nah, he's I can guarantee he's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah,
I know.
it's gonna be a while.
Because I'm just like, well, Invincible finally got that Gohan in him, but I'm like, it took for a minute. He get on my nerves.
Nah, I don't think I like his character this season because of the emotional decisions he made.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I wasn't really rocking with him.
Yeah, the blue suit one. Whenever he's wearing the blue suit, it's not as good. But when he goes back to, well, I mean, no spoilers.
Listen, spoilers don't scare me.
No spoilers.
See, nah, I can't say that because I was on the phone with Henri and I told him a spoiler, and Chelsea, my wife, literally just almost choked me just because of what I told Henri. So when he say anything about he don't care about spoilers, don't do it.
I don't care. I swear I don't. Like, for a matter of fact, let me tell you how I am. I knew I didn't want to sit through and watch Silo, so I went and read the synopsis of Silo because I didn't want to watch Silo.
Wait, what is Silo?
It's a movie on Apple TV. It's one of the shows I said reminded me of Paradise, kind of.
Bring Paradise back.
English Paradise?
Wait.
What's his name? Sterling Brown?
I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, but I said don't say that. I'm about to start watching it.
It's so good. Watch it tonight.
He watched it in the whole day and texted me like I'm finished.
Wow.
I did.
Hold on, what's the name of the show? Sterling Brown.
Yeah, Paradise.
No, Paradise.
He said Sterling Brown.
It's on Prime.
Oh, that's the one on Hulu. That's the one I want to watch.
Wait, is it on Hulu or Prime?
You can probably watch it through Prime, but it's on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Where the time to watch all these shows come in?
You gotta fit it in like every week. Like,
sometimes you can multitask.
Not with Paradise. You need to pay attention.
Yeah, I like it. It did really good. Now, I started 0 Day, and I haven't been able to go back and watch it, but 0 Day in the beginning summed up of something that could actually happen to us, and we will not be prepared.
Oh yeah. I watched the 0 Day. I had time to watch that one.
I finished Night Agent too.
I started
I'm just writing down everything you guys are saying.
Have you watched Solo Leveling?
Of course.
I watched some of it, but I'm not caught up.
I'm caught up with it. I'm watching the one tomorrow.
Yeah.
I never watched it yet.
Like, what is this stuff? I don't watch that stuff. I've been watching Real Housewives, and I've been watching Married to Medicine.
They've been cutting up.
What is that?
I'm so embarrassed.
I am. Phaedra ate him down, though. She ate him down with her comments.
I'll be like every day I go to Giselle and say, a fight to the death, because Dr. G was talking about a fight to the death.
What's it called? Mayor of
Medicine? And no, he can't fight.
Mayor of Medicine. Hey, his glasses be clean, though.
He got that shmoney.
Dr. G be clean. Bob is answering you before the billions. He said, because you get tired of the person you with, we'll just divorce him.
Did you see the TV show Watson yet? With
I tried to watch the first episode. I gotta go back to it. It wasn't giving away. Yeah. It didn't eat down.
I'm ready for. Did y'all watch Reasonable Doubt? I'm ready for season 3.
No.
I think it's 3.
That's the lawyer that messed over Tory Lanez. Well, that's it's based on her life.
Oh,
really?
Mm-hmm. If you look at Reasonable Doubt, it's named after Jay-Z freaking CD, and a lot of the titles are Jay-Z songs.
The title of the episodes?
Yep, they be Jay-Z songs.
Y'all got some good taste. I didn't know anything about none of these shows.
Said Bob is a savage.
Paradise, but other than that,
one of my favorite freaking shows over the last couple of years was freaking it was on Prime and had my girl from Kick Ass on it. They pretty much would go into the future and play it was like a game that was playing. I cannot think of the name of the show, but it's a really good show. It has not came back. It only had one season, and it was like very good. Let me see. I can find it out right now. Her name is Chloe Grace Moretz, and she was in Peripheral. That's what it's called. Peripheral was fire. That was on Prime. Like, it's an Amazon original. If you want to watch something different, watch Peripheral.
I feel like I've seen something about that. I'm about to look.
So, do y'all like Amazon better or y'all like Netflix better?
Prime be having some stuff on there. It's both of them. Both of them.
There's some Netflix shows I'm like, who was this designed for? Like, I have no idea.
You gotta throw Tubi in there too, so.
You right. I love a good hood classic with bad acting.
So wait, question.
What show?
What show?
Go ahead.
No, you go, Justice.
Oh, I was gonna say, if y'all had to watch something that was like tech related, would you watch it on Netflix or would you watch it on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, probably.
I feel like Prime would have Netflix gonna have stuff that's like saturated. Like, this is top 10, this is trending.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've watched some really good stuff on Prime. Like The Beekeepers on Prime.
Okay, y'all give me some ideas.
I can't keep up. I don't have a bandwidth.
All right.
I think me and Henri are like TV movie people. I'm definitely am.
I've watched so much YouTube more than anything, though.
Yeah, I'll be on YouTube like 95% of my time.
I'll be on YouTube for home decor stuff.
But like, so
Prime
Prime also has all them channels that you can watch, and they got this thing. It's a channel on Prime called All Black, and they got a show where it's about like all black hackers.
Hackers?
Yeah, black hackers. Yeah, they black people that hack. Like, so the opposite of Mr. Robot.
Oh,
that sounds good. What's it called? You know?
I can look at my Prime stuff, but it's like they uncovered some stuff that was happening in the political scene. I think at DC, and one of the dudes got whacked for it. Like, that's kind of like just how it started off. So the first episode is free.
Y'all can always whacked, like taken out, like pow.
Mm-hmm. Adolescence was pretty good. I got to go back and watch it, but Adolescence.
I started watching that today.
It's pretty.
I did.
Damn, y'all got some good stuff.
Yeah,
I started watching Adolescence.
Alex Rider was good. Linus. That's one you need to watch. Linus is that girl, as y'all say.
Oh, watch Bridgerton.
Have y'all ever
you
watched?
You gave a whole year's worth of shows and movies.
and Landman.
Right, and he just saying, go to watch all of this like it's not going to take a whole year. Like, what?
Landman is fire. Parrish is fire.
Yeah.
With,
like
what's his name? John Carlo Esposito. However you say his name. He got a cool voice. He was in Kaleidoscope.
I'm trying to find another high, like when I watch Behind Her Eyes. Like, besides Paradise, nothing has been able to have me glued and not have me like, I gotta watch the next episode. But like Behind Her Eyes, if you have any recommendations that are gonna get me feeling like that, let me know.
Cross had me glued more than Paradise.
Okay, Cross with a
Cross.
I never saw Cross.
Was with a C.
Yes.
That's on Prime, and that's 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
on Prime.
Watch Reacher. Reacher's pretty good.
Okay.
Reacher kind of mid this season. I ain't gonna lie.
The Jackal from
Jackal was good. The Jackal was good.
I can't remember his name, but he played on Fantastic Beasts.
I know y'all going so bad.
It's too much, bro. Like,
Justice, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I'm struggling over it. Thank you.
It's too much. I really don't see where the track comes in.
The last TV series that I watched that I was hooked to was Narcos. I think that was the only one.
Narcos was cool. But back on the Prime versus Netflix thing, the reason why I like Prime more, Prime go back and find old stuff that you ain't seen since a kid, and they put it on there. Like, I've been watching Monster Rancher, and for the people who my age, Monster Rancher used to come on before school. So I've been watching Monster Rancher in the morning with like Josh or in between doing stuff, and I'm just like, I remember the show. This and freaking I don't know if Mummies Are Raw is on there or Mummies Alive. There's a couple of little shows that they got on there that I hadn't seen.
Are you saying Mummies or Mamas Alive?
You're not gonna watch it. It's a cartoon. You're not gonna watch that.
You never know. I could fall asleep on it.
Right there for sure.
But
Somebody
if y'all do
said,
want to listen to something, you can just listen to all the Carl Weber books. Like they be pretty good. They wait.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, you got me hooked on that Carl Weber.
I told you.
he off the chain, but I think I would need to. I probably could consume the books more or faster than the show.
What?
The show was cool, but see, the OG Family Business does not go in the same thing as the books, so that's why it kind of throws you off. And it's like I'm trying to get into it, but it's different.
Yeah.
Lisa said that she is rewatching Charmed. Okay, check it out.
Charmed
I
was
should make a
really
rewatch
good.
Black Lightning because Tobias was on one, but he used to.
Oh yeah, I like Black
yeah.
Lightning.
I never watched Black Lightning, but I heard really good things about it.
But
Did y'all watch
Black
Raising
Lightning.
Dion?
Did
Did y'all watch Raising
I'll
Dion?
watch that one. I'll watch that one.
Yeah. I'm mad they canceled it. It was cute and fun.
It was very cute.
You can go back and watch the Clueless series.
So who series?
Yeah.
Clueless.
I've been watching A Different World.
I thought Clueless was a movie.
Yeah, but it had a spinoff of a series.
I ain't heard
What's the
of it.
guy who played the
never heard of
movie or who played in The Office as Jim? He played
John
in-
Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski. This is Krasinski. He played on some TV show on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, it was an action.
Yeah,
Action movie.
What's
it was a
name?
Tom Clancy, I believe.
Legacy.
Mhm.
Also, the guy who played in Suits, Rachel's dad, Zane. He's on it also.
Yeah, he's also he in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he pops in Raising Kanan.
Yeah, but he in other stuff besides that too. You know, he the minister on Fighting Temptations.
Too big to fail.
I never saw it.
You never seen Fighting Temptations?
Nah, I know you told me to watch it. Jack Ryan. That's what
See,
it's called.
this
That's a classic.
This is why I be saying you ain't a millennial.
Come on, man. I am.
Bro,
No,
here
you're
you
not
go
a
with
millennial.
this. Here you go with this again, bro.
Bro,
This is why I say he not a 90s baby because he ain't seen Fighting Temptations.
so there's a lot of movies I
Wait,
haven't
who is
watched.
He hadn't seen it. Marquise hadn't seen it.
Oh my god.
I haven't saw that.
That's one of my
Um,
favorite movies right there.
Look, on the way home, Henri Chelsea was saying, every time I bring up the Python script, she says Python what? And I'm like, where you get that from? But she says Stump the Yard. Never. I only saw it one time, and I only saw the trailer. That's when Chris Brown died.
You ain't listening. Stump the Yard.
Stump the Yard is
it's
such a great love story.
You got served put together.
Nah. See, I can't even remember
Have
You Got
y'all-
Served.
If you deep in the trenches on Netflix, have you saw Sex Life?
No, I ain't seen that.
See, y'all
When
ain't
I
seen
tell
it.
you it's the most ridiculous thing, that's a good watch too.
All right, I'm write that down.
It's about a lady that's cheating on her husband, and I won't tell you anymore. But that's
I'm
what
gonna
it's
tell
about.
you the show that's really interesting to get into, and I'll have you second guessing going to the doctor. It's called Dr. Death on Peacock.
I ain't watching.
No, you have to listen to the podcast first before you watch that. Like, listen to the actual real life story because it's actually here based on a doctor that was here
in Dallas.
in the DFW area. Yes,
Really?
The first season is
Yes. Dr. Death. I thought Dr. Death was on Netflix.
Guess what? Guess who the main actor is?
I'm finna tell you, Justice.
He played Charlie on Mighty Ducks.
Oh, it is on Peacock.
That's who Dr.
Charlie
Death is.
Conway?
Everybody Tiger just putting it down. Being human is good. What's she talking about? Write that
You
down.
guys watch John Wick?
Yeah, I watched all
There's
those.
something called
Hated
The
it.
Continental.
I didn't like it.
I loved it.
The last one
Really?
was
Hey, I watched the last John Wick and I was like, bro, I don't even know what I just watched.
I didn't watch the last John.
I went to go
but I
see one
watched
in
all
theater,
the
and it
ones.
was so bad I left.
Y'all
left?
seen that last Sonic
Did
the
you get your money
Hedgehog?
back? Oh yeah.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog is the
It's
best.
a good
10 out
Yeah.
of 10. I'll rewatch it.
I started the girls on Sonic X.
Oh, really?
So they've been
Okay.
watching. They've been getting into everything. She be singing. Nelly be singing "Give Me a Hug." The end part, I miss you part. I won't do it. All right, let's pull up that Pennsylvania Education Union data before we turn this into a show pod.
All right.
It already has.
I know. Look at Lee, man. I know what I'm gonna tell Gen Z to watch. We gonna watch it on FaceTime together.
Gen Z. Come on, man.
Boy, stupid.
It's an insider.
Pennsylvania Education Union data breach hit 500,000 people. The Pennsylvania State Education Association, the largest public sector union in Pennsylvania, is notifying over 500,000 individuals that attackers stole their personal information in a July 2024 security breach. The union represents over 178,000 education professionals, including teachers, support staff, higher education personnel, nurses, retired educators, and future teachers. PSEA experienced a security incident on or about July 6th, 2024, that impacted our network environment. The organization said in a breach notification letter sent to 517,487. That's a lot of people. Through a thorough investigation and extensive review of impacted data, which was completed on February 18th, 2025, we determined that the data acquired by the unauthorized actor contained some personal information belonging to individuals whose information was contained within certain files within our network. PSEA says the stolen information varies by individual and consists of personal, financial, and health data, including driver's license or state IDs, social security numbers, account pins, security codes, payment card information, passport information, taxpayer ID numbers, credentials, health insurance, and medical information. The union offers free IDX credit monitoring and identity restoration services to individuals whose social security numbers were affected if they enroll by June 17, 2025. Them giving you a deadline after exposing your data is crazy. It also advised those affected to monitor their financial account statements and credit reports for suspicious activity, obtain a free credit report, and place a fraud alert and or security freeze on their credit files. While PSEA didn't attribute the attack to a specific threat actor, the Resida ransomware gang claimed the breach on September 9, 2024. The cybercrime group demanded a 20 BTC ransom, a Bitcoin ransom, threatening to leak the stolen data if the ransom demand was not paid. While PSEA didn't share if it paid to prevent the data leak, the ransomware gang has removed the entry from their dark web leak site. The Resida ransomware as a service operation surfaced almost 2 years ago in May 2023 and gained notoriety after breaching the British Library and Chilean army. The gang hacked Sony's subsidiary Insomniac Games in November 2023 and leaked 1,000, I don't know what that is, terabytes of documents after the game studio refused to pay a $2 million ransom. Resida ransomware affiliates also claimed a cyber attack on Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago in February 2024, a leading U.S. pediatric acute care institution. More recently, the Singing River Health System warned that nearly 900,000 people's data was stolen in an August 2023 ransomware attack, and the city of Columbus, Ohio, notified 500,000 individuals of a data breach after a July 2024 Resida breach. CISA and the FBI warned that Resida affiliates are behind many opportunistic attacks targeting organizations across a wide range of industry sectors, while the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has linked them to attacks targeting healthcare organizations. Well, that's ugly. 500,000 people and literally everything being affected from their not even just your social security number, but your debit card, the PIN. It sounds like your zip, your address. So they can basically be you. And I don't like that they have a due date on when you have to sign up by, because when are they? It's just, that's a joke. If you don't sign up by July, we ain't gonna give you no coverage, even though that we expose your data. Is how it's coming across.
Man, none of these data breaches should be like what you call shocking. Because let's be real, what is a lot of companies' default detective control? The production is not working. That's it. That's all they get. So,
I mean, honestly, I was talking to a security leader about this earlier, and I was like, "Yo, Bump give me credit monitoring. I could pay for that on my own. They need to start paying people out $15,000, $20,000 for all these breaches. Then they'll actually care about security."
Yep.
Until people start.
They're not gonna do that though. That's too much money.
Yeah.
But this legislation gonna have to get passed because, like, at this point, because back in the day, it was harder to get credit monitoring. Now you got all these different apps. By the way, the link in the description, you can check out R right now. They can monitor everything, see if data brokers got your data, password manager, VPN. Look, they'll notify you of stuff. Like back when the AT&T breach happened, Aura notified me before I even knew it happened. So hit that link in the description and check that out if you want to make sure data brokers do not have your data. And let me see if I got something for this. There we go. Look, I'm already on top of it. But something gonna have to happen because I can monitor my stuff all the time. Matter of fact, I can call the company and say, "Hey, I seen y'all just got breached. What y'all gonna do about it?"
nothing.
Yeah, it is just becoming like we are desensitized from the severity of it. We're just like, oh, happened again.
That's how
Everybody's getting robocallers. Everybody's getting the vishing, smishing. We're
That's
still
what
there.
the pixel.
Yeah. It's exactly why I locked down all of my credit, like for Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, everything's locked.
Freeze it.
You said it's locked?
Oh, frozen, right? Frozen.
Frozen,
So
okay.
Is the correct term.
You want to build a snowman?
Oh, I need to freeze mine. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
And you can do it for free.
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I found I got a house somewhere in Maryland somewhere. So I'm like, oh, who took my personal information?
Yeah,
Really?
They will
Yeah,
not
I
let
just
you.
found that out recently. Like, apparently I have a house in Maryland.
Really?
Oh my God.
But I don't use my personal credit for anything. Like, I do everything on my business. So it's like, well, who's actually using my personal? Because I don't even use it.
Hey, what happened to the fake car insurance scam calls? Or remember your car warranty has failed? Please talk to somebody.
Them letters that they were sending,
Your
they have
extended
died
warranty.
down.
I think I seen an article about that was trying to like make it illegal or pass some type of law for those to stop.
Yeah, now they have job scams coming up. They got a few.
Bad.
I got a few text
We
messages.
just talked about that the other day. Like having you, they're gonna wire you the money.
Just a blind text saying, "I found your information." Where?
Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, Will, because the new scam is.
I literally just got a text message a couple hours ago. I'm looking for it.
That toll stuff, the toll thing, another thing. Like, first of all,
got me. I'm okay with it.
The easiest way
does it cut because you're here. You're here, and you know that's a thing. That's what it is.
They almost got me. They almost got me until
that was the first.
You talking about the toll thing? Hey, the easiest way to stop the toll stuff from happening: get rid of tolls.
Get rid of what?
Get rid of the tolls.
The toll roads.
Oh yeah.
I just posted on my story that there were 600,000 domains associated with the toll scan.
Really?
That's it.
600,000 domains. So like money is somebody is paying.
They need zero talk to put some domains down.
Yeah. And it looked so legit. And I was like, oh, I'm like, let me log into the portal and see, because I had it going out of auto. So I'm like, why would I still owe? I'm confused.
Yeah. I live in Atlanta, so it's like
NTTA.
At least you checked the actual source.
Yeah, I had to, because I was like, this is weird. Like I could have sworn I got on auto. Like,
I was to the point. If you don't send me a letter in the mail, it's not real.
Thank you.
I didn't see it.
Send me the pink slip first.
And NTTA gonna send that letter.
Exactly. I was like,
send that letter.
Exactly. I have money automatically withdrawn, like Justice, and they just kept sending me messages. I'm like, nah, I don't think this is real.
Yeah, but I don't understand about AT&T. Apparently, they said I owed an AT&T bill, but I said I don't even have an AT&T account unless it's like with DirecTV and internet. And I'm like, that's on auto too. So I'm like, what is this outstanding balance that I have?
Ooh.
So that was when I got today from AT&T supposedly.
The city
sounds like Shreveport
is being held for ransom and they not paying.
what I just say? It's not surprising because what is the default? Detective control.
And I
Are
will.
we
And it
release
was weird
reports?
'cause it sent me a
I
link.
can't access the site.
Tap on this link, and I was like, nah.
Production isn't working.
Look, so
I
this
just
new
think
one.
the whole. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say this new one is these people text you and they act like they some job staff are saying, "Hey there, I'm Tyler from Frontal Staff Link Agency. I'd like to reach out about a role that could match your interests. Is it okay if I give you the info?" I never respond. I'm like,
It's either the text messages or the emails. The emails come every day on the clock.
I can deal with emails. The text messages are blowing me. Please
Yes.
no, hey,
free me from the shackles.
Ain't nothing worse than having your number on dice.
Oh yeah.
6 in the morning.
Oh my god.
I was like, bro, y'all gonna have to relax, fam.
You better put on a
Yeah.
Google number. That's what I tell everybody else to do. Put on a
You know what, AZ? What happened?
That's the
I
smart
put my
idea when you
resume
signing
up
for
on.
stuff.
I put
What
my
happened?
resume up on Dice, and then I got a phone call. It's a guy in India, and he called me. I was driving. He was like, "Oh, can you sign this DocuSign?" I was like, "Well, I'm driving at the moment, so I can't get to it. Can I, get to it later?" Because I was actually looking for a job at the time.
Yeah.
And I tell you, he started screaming at me over the phone because I couldn't sign the DocuSign while I'm driving. I was like, "Okay, this is," I just hung up.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how like these scammers will try and like get upset
Screaming
that you don't
is
want to fall into
crazy.
it. Oh yeah.
Like that's not gonna make me sign it any
Like,
quicker.
Right. When can you sign it? You said you could sign it like 2 or 3 minutes ago. I was like, nah.
Tell me you
that's
can sign it on
wild.
the 33rd.
Right. On the 33rd, right.
You're funny.
I got you. I got you on the 33rd.
33rd.
I want to read an article about people mad that Apple Intelligence ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing on these phones, or they made some promises about Apple Intelligence and they ain't got it.
It's not intelligent. Stop assuming it is. It's a summarizer. That's it. And it don't summarize that accurately.
Apple has been sued in federal court over what plaintiffs allege is false advertising of several Apple Intelligence features. Filed Wednesday in U.S. District Court in San Jose, the suit seeks class action status and damages on behalf of those who purchased Apple Intelligence-capable iPhones and other devices. Plaintiffs claim that the device owners haven't received the Apple Intelligence features they were promised. Is it that serious, man? All I know is one thing: I got Gemini on my phone.
I love Gemini.
Anyway. Apple's advertisements cultivated a clear and reasonable consumer expectation that these transformative features would be available upon the iPhone's release, reads the complaint filed by attorneys for the plaintiffs. Contrary to the defendant's claims of advanced AI capabilities, the products offer a significantly limited or entirely absent version of Apple Intelligence, misleading consumers about its actual utility and performance. The suit is the latest headache for Apple as it struggles to bring highly anticipated Apple Intelligence capabilities to market. I thought it was gonna be longer. I really did. I was like, oh, we in for the treat. But nah. I mean, first of all, you never go get the first phones that come out, if we being honest.
Well, ain't nobody told me nothing.
Well, I would say that since when the Pixel phone came out, it was their best phone.
Well, I will say as of lately. As of like the last 3 to 4 years.
I still have a 13.
But I didn't go get anything new besides like the iPad, but it's not prevalent like I thought it was going to be. So I guess I can agree with it there. Like I don't wish I had a 16 to have the capabilities because I don't even use them like that and I use my iPad every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I got the M4 MacBook Pro like a month or two ago.
How you like it? Because I've been thinking about getting a new one.
I gotta get a new one.
I love it. Like it's
a 10.
I had my old one, and the old one was like really, really slow, gave me battery issues. The M4 is like it's fast.
Wait, really how old was your computer?
The MacBook, I had the one with the touch bar, so it was about 5 years, 6 years.
I got mine, and mine is crashing out now. I was just telling my
I got a Pro that I got in 2021.
Yeah, it's dead. It's literally dead. And I code for a living.
How many automations you put on that thing, man, for it to be dead?
Yeah, I was doing some stuff. That's all I was saying. I was doing some stuff. I was working over here. All right, so I needed something with a bit more power.
Right.
The keyboard is nice. The only thing is that the chipsets that they have is different. Like they're no longer doing like Intel or AMD like
You got
Max.
all the silicon joints.
Exactly, which is basically like ARM, which is if you try to do some type of development on it, it's a little different. Some things won't be supported. So, but the Apple Intelligence feature, I don't see the value of it. Just putting it out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think they could have
agree.
did better with branding. There should be like a button or something that you can like go
Like
to
Copilot button on the new Microsoft
Yeah.
devices.
Yeah,
It's,
I feel like they fail with that because if you're not looking in the right spots, you won't even know that, oh, this is a feature. Like it took me 30 days to figure out how to schedule a text message, and it's just where it's located.
Wait, you
It's
can schedule a
called-
text message?
What?
With the
Yeah,
new
this is not
with the
news,
new.
bro.
We're talking about with Apple, and with the 16 you can. Like if you have the M4 chip, you can.
Marquise,
So
where have you
like,
been?
We do that.
I guess under a rock. I didn't know
I
that.
get my Android.
It's
If you
scheduling.
had Samsung for some years, Samsung been doing this since like 2010.
Shoot, Motorola was doing it back then. Back then, you could just download a separate text messaging app. I used to download Go SMS, and you
can change the background color and how the bubbles pop up and everything, man. You can't do none of
these after a couple of months, but hey, you was good when it was brand new.
Go SMS Pro.
Yeah, man.
Android at times because the customizability of Android is like top tier.
Let's see. Let me get some of these freaking these TikToks real quick.
I did want to ask,
while you
what do you
looking
guys
those
think?
up, I have a question. Who does not have an iPhone besides you two at the top? Henri and Lee. Who does not have an iPhone?
I don't.
What you mean? I got iPhone too. It's just
you got
boring. It's just boring.
Who, me?
Yeah,
That's your
you.
work.
He's been having
That's my
an
same
iPhone.
iPhone. This has got a different work number now.
Oh,
Let me see.
okay. Oh, look at my baby.
Oh, the kids.
Let's see. But yeah, I'm trying to get
Do you
this.
guys think? I wanted to ask, do you guys think Google made the right call to buy the firm, Wiz?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they need
Have you
to be
used
able to
Wiz?
compete.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
pretty.
they're on
Now
the winning
they're-
streak.
Now
Have
that
you used Wiz?
Who, me? Nah, I haven't.
It's the best thing that's out there for a CSP.
Right.
Really?
It's like it wiped Prisma down so fast. Like Prisma's convoluted and garbage. And for y'all don't know, that's Palo Alto. They got a tool that's like Wiz called Prisma. That's pretty overrated in my opinion, and too expensive.
Very much so.
Which is why everybody went to Wiz.
That sounds like Splunk and Cribble.
What is the corporate survival skill you wish you knew sooner?
Discretion. Do not tell your boss, your coworker, or even your best work friend everything going on with you outside of work. Some of them will try to use it against you. Tell some, keep some.
That's common sense, though.
I hear a lot of typing.
Nothing.
Is I'm going crazy or what? What was
No, that was me. That was me. My bad.
Japan needs you. Japan is calling specifically for.
There we go. Could y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure, but like it was freaking making me do like crap on TikTok that I didn't need to do.
What is the corporate survival skill you wish you knew sooner?
Discretion. Do not tell your boss, your coworker, or even your best work friend everything going on with you outside of work. Some of them will try to use it against you. Tell some, keep some.
Okay.
And Henri, I sent you something in Discord as well.
Bet. Okay, there we go. Now I got what I'm looking for. Sorry, y'all. It's stupid stuff happening.
What is the corporate?
I already got that one, so that's not what we want to hear. Y'all done heard that too many times. Like, man, what is that man doing? But this is one I want to touch on because I think it is going to be good. So let me hit present.
So, guys, if I was new into
Tell me, can you
tech
hear it? Is
right
it low or
now,
is it good?
I would
Yeah.
not
It's
get
good.
into
That's good.
cybersecurity. And let me tell you why. Cybersecurity is a very advanced skill within tech because you are learning how to secure the
I don't know why
IT
you on that mic like
infrastructure.
that.
If you're a beginner, would they trust the beginners to secure the infrastructure that they can lose millions, billions of dollars a company can lose? Why would they hire a beginner? That's why I always say beginners into tech, they're being led down the wrong path. They should not be going into tech or not be going into cybersecurity. It is the worst field for a beginner to get into. And I've seen it before. People, they get into cybersecurity thinking it's the best field because there's a lot of jobs. Once they actually get in, they're like, bro, I can't find a job. Mainly because they have no experience and no one's going to hire you if you don't have experience in another tech sector like network engineering, cloud engineering, software engineering. It just does not make any sense. So that's why, as a beginner, please don't get into cybersecurity. Look into network engineering because it's the easiest.
There we go. Every time somebody say this, I can bet that they are not working in a job in cybersecurity.
When they say what?
Yeah, 90%.
He started saying all this stuff about, oh, you got to know how to secure it and you're a beginner, yada, yada, yada. You should look at getting cloud, network engineering, software engineering, which you should. But then he's followed that at the end saying you should get into networking. I mean, if he want to be totally honest, we got people who got experience that still letting breaches happen. So
that part.
That's why I doubt you can just say everything you say is null and void. Like if a person got a willingness to learn and they have technical acumen, then I believe they can get in. And I think that's one thing a lot of people don't talk about. It's like, hey, if you don't have the technical acumen to succeed or keep studying, you may run into issues in this field. Because I did a call with a truck driver. He followed my TikTok. It's one of my TikToks where Kayla was like, I said, what's your hot tech take? She was like, I'm finished out of mock her real quick in that video. She's like, don't take no boot camp. So he saw that. And he was about to sign up for 1010. You know, they've been marketing 1010 like crazy. So I go through, I look at 1010's curriculum, and I'm like, nah, I can't vibe with it. Because one thing I don't like about boot camps is you can't really have a boot camp. First of all, he spelled cybersecurity wrong, so that's kind of like getting me. I just realized that he spelled that wrong.
Oh, good eye.
But secondly, attention to detail. That's one of them soft skills right there. But when I looked at the curriculum, it's showing all these things that people think people need to know to be in cyber. But most people who in cyber know there's so many different roles. Why not have boot camps dedicated to show the people how to do a specific role? Say, I believe in a boot camp that's going to show you, hey, this is going to be a pen tester boot camp. This is a threat intel boot camp. This is a security engineering boot camp. This is a SOC analyst boot camp. This is a insider threat boot camp. Whatever. If you was showing the skills for those things, I would like go with them more versus you trying to show me everything and I don't learn nothing. And so when I talk to him and I'm listening to him, I'm like, okay, this person is one of the people that need to start at the bottom because they may not have the transferable skills to go here, and they just need to know about some tech stuff.
But also there are a lot of programs for like recent grads, you know, that apprenticeships and things like junior sysadmin and stuff like that make it a little bit more feasible for those who are just starting out. I kind of get what he's saying, but I don't necessarily agree with him.
So I think the main problem is people like to, I guess, attack the CompTIA trio and expect to get 100K right off the bat, and they don't put in the work, you know, making labs or anything like that. So yeah,
Justice
I think that's
just said something about that the other day. People
don't
don't want to put the work in. They don't want to put the work in. They think that they can go get a cert and all right, I'm ready.
All you need is course careers and you can make $500,000 in tech.
Yeah,
You know,
a lot of people don't even want to study.
Yeah,
They don't even want to put in the time to get the certification. Most people don't even pass through the boot camp.
No, they don't. And then you create a roadmap for them. They're like, well, this is a lot of work with no crap. I mean, this is what you got to do. Like,
yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I have a few people I know right now, and I told them about like my story of how I got a new job in tech.
Yeah,
as a data engineer. They graduated from a good school and everything, been out of work for like 10 months or almost a year. I'm saying, like, why didn't you, you already have the degree. Why don't you start posting on like LinkedIn or connecting with people? And they just never do it. And then they just kind of keep going further and further behind everybody else who's in tech or going on the right path.
I commented on a post like that today, and I was telling people the experienced people that are having an issue, it's a similar issue that people may have when they're making content on social media. The packaging is bad. So you got a bad resume and you got like no good LinkedIn, so nobody knows who you are. You can't get referrals because nobody knows who you are. You don't post anything about your expertise. And so it's like, unfortunately, we're at the point where it is a strategic game to get a new job. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They feel like, oh, why I got to do all that? I was like, well, hey, either you're going to complain or you're going to do what I'm actually do because you're the person that need a job.
I tell you quick, I'm the one who got my job. You going to do the work or not? Because at this point, you need it. But I think another issue, too, is what I learned in today's market, even me having hundreds of consultations, nobody want to learn the new skills and the new trends. That's what it is.
That's the thing. You never stop learning in tech.
They want to learn the stuff that's already oversaturated, something that they can go watch a video on that 100 million people have obviously watched and followed.
And that's the issue. That's how they stuck, because it's like it's so much new stuff going on right now, and you've been in the same position for how long, and you haven't learned the new what yet?
I think also like people struggle with learning how to navigate ambiguity, and that's a skill that you really need in tech. If you don't understand how to navigate that and how to predict the new trends that's going to come out so you can stay ahead of the game to learn the new skills before you actually get to the point where people are creating these courses and then it becomes oversaturated, then you're going to be at a loss. And I think that's something that people need to understand as well. Like, it's hyper competitive now because everybody and their mom on TikTok talking about something. I done made 150K in cybersecurity in 3 months. And that's the pipe dream that, people are selling. I think also going back to, the whole thing where people don't want to, I think it also comes with the way we talk. Going through school, you being taught to test, and when you pass the test, you think you're competent enough to be able to perform.
Yep.
A lot of like me going to high school, for example, like we were taught to test. That's it. You take the STAR test, boom, you're done. You graduate. You got your certificate. You got your degree. You know everything. But when you get into tech, it's not that. Like, you got your certification, but no one really cares as much. Like, we actually want to care what projects you've done to solidify and show you actually know what you're talking about, because this is exactly what you're going to be doing when you get this job. And to speak to it, then I don't care. There's hundreds of thousands of people who didn't pass the solutions architect. Okay.
So, I got a question for everybody. You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like it's like to me, I look at it like getting a degree in criminal justice. It's just broad. If you're not going to put in any work outside of it, because I have a degree in criminal justice, so I'm telling you this because I understand. It's like, okay, you don't need that degree. Be more specific. If you want to do law, go get a law degree. If you want to be a police officer, go to the academy. So it's the same thing with cyber. You can't just get that degree and be like, all right, here's my paper.
Yep.
That's not how it works.
I tell people, if you want an extraordinary life, you do extraordinary things. People don't understand the amount of work that takes to be inside of this field. I get this.
Well, Myron Golden.
I tell people, like, they don't understand, like, especially for me, like, the stuff that I have to do inside this field, right? If people think because I have a really successful business that I just kind of got a golden spoon, even though when I was in college, I worked 80 hours a week. I had 2 jobs. I went to school full time. I slept in my car some days because I was too tired to drive back home from work, right? People don't understand it. They don't see that, right? People don't understand that during COVID, I taught kids, adults, and professionals during COVID because I was afraid to go outside, where I had to move towards a whole new state that I knew absolutely nobody. The first time I went to Texas was to look for an apartment. Second time was to move. I had 0 friends, 0 contacts here. I was completely by myself, right? And I talk to people a lot of times on my calls, and they live like in Topeka, Kansas. I'm like, hey, there might not be cyber jobs for you. You may have to move. I can't move. Only way it can't is if my grandma's on dialysis and she's about to die, or my kids are very sick in the hospital, and if I leave, I can't take care of them. For them, it's uncomfortable to move. It's hard to move. This is going to be hard, all right? I don't sugarcoat it, right? This is a lot of work, right? So you have to decide on what you want to do, right? It's everything in life is hard that's worthwhile, right? If you want to look like LeBron James, it doesn't happen over like 1 month. It takes years to get towards that point. People don't understand that. So if you want to be in this field, it's a lot of work, but in my opinion, it's worth it. I'm able to build a life that I could only ever dream and pray to God for. So that's why I don't mind putting the work for this.
LeBron James.
And if you're a small city too, it's not going to be a lot of opportunity for you to have that financial, increase or gain, because a lot of those jobs in small cities are going to be for folks with 10 plus years of experience. They don't want a junior person leading their operations, and that's just what it is. So moving away does expand. You can't be scared.
That's what I had to do.
Same.
I have to leave my small city.
Real.
And I still look at jobs back home, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, paying.
Far few in between.
So this is my question though for everybody. What are your thoughts on when people come up to you and ask you for a referral and you don't really know them that well?
Nah, I wouldn't do it.
No.
We just talked about this last
literally we did. Yes. No, because why would I do that for you? And I can't speak to who you are, your work.
I say, give me a 2-minute pitch of why I need to vouch for you. And then I hear it, and I'm like, would you even vouch for yourself after hearing that? Like, come on now.
All right, like people, just send me your resume. Let me see.
Don't even send it. I don't even want to see it. Don't even send it to me.
But look,
I don't even want to see it.
This goes back into if you have some type of presence on LinkedIn, how a person will go review your profile, see what you've been posting, what you talk about. Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Because I've had this happen where I directly know somebody, but they say, "Oh, I seen Textual Chatter videos a couple of times. Oh, I know he helped these people do this, or he did this. So I don't mind. I think the team could use you." And so that's the whole reason behind having people actually post. Like, you never know who's watching. I remember, and I wish he was on the panel, but I think Day got his job at Datadog just because of what he was posting on X.
So I got my internship from what I was posting on LinkedIn.
Sometimes I send people to your way because like they'll ask me for kind of like consultation advice and like ask me to do like I do resume reviews and stuff like that. But I don't charge for it.
Link, bro. Matter of fact, in the chat, if y'all want to be an affiliate, y'all need to let me know. I'm gonna make a form for y'all, and then I'm gonna get Justice to send y'all the steps because I ain't edited the document yet.
Not gonna have me to send the steps.
Right.
You know what's the outdated metric that needs to be?
I know what he's gonna say. Experience.
Yeah, these years of experience.
I told you. I know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, that would need to be. It's time to move on from just only saying, "Hey, if you got 10 years of experience, okay, you got 10 years of experience." But like we had a manager of mine say, "Hey, someone got in my interview said I had 20 years of cyber experience." Come to find out, all they did was push paperwork and review
when it was audited.
Well, auditing if deliveries made it on time.
Yeah, Hunter, I think I was telling you, what was this? I think maybe last week. When I was doing an interview at NBC, the manager said the guy before me that he interviewed, it was just like a lead position. He asked him what MITRE was. He didn't know what that was. I was like, oh, damn. This is not good.
He's definitely not in the field.
I'm not surprised, fam. I had a consult with a dude who chat GPT'd his whole resume, and he said he can't even get past the tell me about your day-to-day in the interview. He said he started stumbling. I was like, of course, you made it up.
ChatGPT, please answer this question.
Wait, it's responding. Wait.
It's responding.
Sure, that's a fabulous question. Give me 1 second to think about it.
Right.
She's right.
She's the director of training for EHR. Says, oh, we might need to have you on here because EHR, that's really where that bag at. Because everybody can get into EHR. People think they deserve to make $200K out the gate. I politely send them a thank you for your time email.
Do you know how hard you got to work to make $100K?
Bro, what?
What are we talking about? 200, 100.
John Hope Bride just went on a rant about that.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
What up, Chris Tucker? Chris Chucker.
seriously.
But I
You
mean,
funny.
sometimes when you go up on like TikTok and stuff, they make it sound so easy to get a 100K job.
Man,
Sounds
them people,
crazy.
No, it's not. It is so
Hey,
hard.
Will did a whole live about
Oh yeah.
Million, man. They bullied you into changing the thumbnail. I would have kept it up.
I took it down, matter of fact.
Hey, your favorite guy,
Marquise?
HD. You know your favorite guy. 30 days, cybersecurity.
He talking about Talupe?
Is that the boot camp guy?
I don't know. What you're talking about.
You want to get in cybersecurity and 40 days?
Oh yeah.
I had a block his. So I got time.
I feel like that culture also destroyed a lot of the rep for the industry as well. The boot camp culture, and people really believe in. If it was easy as just doing a boot camp, and we could make 6 figures, don't you think everybody be doing it?
No, because people get mad at me now. I'm like, this is not what I do, man. Like, I don't put that on any of my ads that I run, right? I say you might get between a $40,000 increase, but I'm like, I don't tell you like what your original salary is. So I
Where
don't
you're
know,
starting
right?
at,
Yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah.
So it just depends. People call me a scammer. I'm like, just ask the people that I worked with, man. It's not that hard.
But I think the reason is to that because the people who initiate the whole you can make this much on a boot camps, it's like it's stuck in their head now. So they're like, well, if so-and-so said I can do it, then why can I not do it? But it's like, do you know the work you got to put in to get there to do it?
They don't want to do it.
And I tell them quick, like before they even come to my program, I'm not a nice boot camp. I'm a straight to the point, straight shooter. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you this is what you got to do. This is how it's got to get done. But you're not going to be making 100K off rip. No. Now, if you already been in the industry probably like 5 years, then yes, if you're like struggling. But if you're super new, there's no way you're gonna get to 100K.
Nah.
Hey, this topic for Lee right here. They said, what do you think about the Security Plus and clearance combo in the job market?
Why do you say it's for me? I don't know.
Oh, Lee, you have your clearance?
Man, that stuff don't even matter, bro. I be trying to tell people stop. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's a lot of different people who want to say, Sec Plus and clearance guarantees a job. No, that's not how it works. That's like the prerequisites to even get a call. Then yeah, that'll get you the call. Then you get on the interview. Of course, they're gonna say, "Hey, what you know how to do?" Yeah, I don't know. That's Sec Plus though. Yeah, okay.
What do you guys think about this? Do you think that people that are already in the field have to do they have to be better at describing their impact and telling their story? Because folks are working and they're working hard. But if you don't know what your company's goals are or like what you're doing to help contribute to those goals, then how can you tell a good story?
People regret
it goes on them, but then they don't have one-on-ones with their manager. Their managers ain't helping them out. So they really don't know the metrics or what impact they didn't have. They just working.
So like when it comes down to update the resume, it's just like, I know what I did, but like, how do I explain how good at it I was?
Right. Why should people care?
Yeah.
Would you consider that bad leadership?
No.
No, I feel like that's on the person.
Yeah, I see that.
Because like if you go to a town hall, like if you work on a product or a project, you should know like what the impact of it is. Like if you go to the town hall, this one product yielded $1 billion in revenue, and you worked on it. That's something that you can put on your resume. Hey, even though you may be one small part of it, it's just that's something that you worked on that yielded.
That's
this
the
result.
story.
Right.
Yeah. Submit them JIRA tickets. So the ones you completed by the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? You got some stuff you can put on your resume.
Yeah, I save them in an
How you
Excel.
track it. That's how you quantitate everything.
Oh yeah.
You can stomach it, write a report for yourself every week of what it is that you've done. Just
That's what I do, Damien.
I blocked the URL. I told the sick DevOps team this rule is trash. We need it. That's what I did this week.
It aligns with the company culture. You led with integrity. There you go.
Facts. I was gonna say, but while Kenneth was talking, I thought about I've actually ran the numbers, and I'm not done because I'm getting metrics from people I helped in the past. But around the average increase we've seen have been about around like 44K. So like for people's salaries, like that's that crazy number.
Another thing for me is, I think who was talking to? I think I'm talking to Marquisha about this. People will pay for things they care about. So people say that they don't have the money for stuff, and then I see people tell me they went to Europe for like 2 months. I'm like, all right. I'm like, so do you not really want to? Marquisha, it happened this past week. I was talking towards this person I'm trying to get onboarded. Like, oh man, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. I'm like, oh, so where you been the past couple months? I've really heard from you. Oh, I've been in insert European country the past couple months. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I see. I got you.
All right. That remind me of the person who didn't want to use Afterpay, talking about, oh, I don't like their terms. Can I pay a portion and pay later? No.
Man, people are using Afterpay to go to these conferences.
Hey, it might work out for them.
Oh, they have those.
That's better. That's better than using it to do some trash.
Well, you know they using Afterpay to buy DoorDash now.
Yeah.
Just dropped the other day too.
Imagine putting the payment plan on a Chipotle meal.
Bro.
Imagine
you know they're gonna mark up the delivery if you use Afterpay.
Hold up. Remember the DoorDash thing that happened in 2022? Or 2022, the DoorDash app exchange where people was going crazy ordering. Bro, folks was ordering $1,000 bottles, champagnes and TVs and everything. It was crazy. I wonder what happened to DoorDash people after that incident.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh yeah, you can't bring up the DoorDash and the Uber Eats or anything like that.
So this video, she's talking about, I guess, some things about how to job search, and I know the first thing she starts off with is people trying to tailor the resume for every gig. So I'm gonna let her. I think it's 8 minutes. We ain't listening to all this. She's gonna hear some of it, and I can link it in here. I can put it right here.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
So I put the full link in there. It's 8 minutes. I don't know if we can rock out the whole
People
thing.
that they need to change their resumes for every single job they apply to, because not only is it harmful, it is wrong and unnecessary. Hi, my name is Beverly. I'm a CEO of a company. I've been doing this for a long time, over 10 years in a variety of different fields. This is part 2 of how to play the corporate game application series, because you don't need to do that. What I think people mean by this is, because I have been in these trainings, I've seen these videos, what they mean is that, well, I don't want to speak for anyone, but what I think they mean is that, yes, it is true that depending on what industry you're applying to, you do need a templated resume skeleton that matches that industry. So you might have a healthcare template, tech template, a manufacturing template, a construction. You're gonna have different templates, and yes, that makes sense. But you don't need a different resume every time. As long as your resume is optimized within that skeleton, all you need to do is switch out language, because again, and I talked about this in the first part of the series about like how recruitment, like scrapers work. The language needs to be the same. The most important thing is optimization. And I can't tell you how many times a resume has come across my desk. People have put their experience and there's barely any information on it. Not all resumes are created equal. And I've gotten many, many, many resumes where there's like 3 bullets under each.
I'm gonna pause her a little bit because she's cooking, but I agree with the skeleton thing. I tell people, if your skills on your resume match a lot of roles, you really ain't got to do no tailoring. You can just apply with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
An easy way that I saw on LinkedIn one time that actually works. If you do want to tailor it, you can have this thing where certain people's resumes I've had, they got X amount of experience. We don't give them an objective or a summary. They get a career highlight section. So you can go out there and like change out those highlights that you have in your role that would match that company better and do it like that. That's way faster than going through and changing up everything. It just is like, it takes too long, right? I mean, and honestly, most of these places using Workday anyway, so you still got to enter your information manually. So it's like, what's the point of even trying to try to tailor your resume for somebody using Workday? Or these job postings that try to interview you before you even apply. I'm like, I'm good, fam. I'm not finna type all that. For real. What y'all think?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
Let's see what what's her name? Let's see what Miss Beverly is talking about some more. Let me add her too. Oh,
I
this
was
is
just about to say, what's her name? I was looking for it.
Job, and they're not relevant bullets to the work that is going to be needed for this job. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you are going from fast food. Let's say you're working in fast food to working in patient care, patient experience. Like maybe you want to break into healthcare and you want to work in customer service and healthcare. Okay. I'm not talking about the medical side. I'm talking about like the administrative side. Okay. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at my computer. Right now, I am looking at a customer care specialist role that is available right now on LinkedIn. The first step as you're optimizing your resume is being in sync with what the organizations that you're applying to are looking for. Because oftentimes, if you're applying to the same types of roles, you don't need to change much because they're going to be looking for the same types of things. So let's say you're applying to a customer care, customer service role, and you are currently working in food service, okay? You are already a customer service support agent. You're already a customer leader. You're managing customer experience every day. You're dealing with customer risk every day. You're dealing with money handling every day. So you have to put yourself in that mindset, and the language in your resume has to reflect that mindset as well. On this job posting, it states, resolving standard issues remotely and or educates customers on steps for issue resolution, i.e. for price, billing, or payment questions. Think about it. If somebody has an issue with their order, if somebody has an issue with them at the till, right? That is resolving customer issues, right? And it's educating them. Okay, well, this is how you use if you've ever had to educate somebody on how to use the checkout, the DoorDash or the whatever systems to pick up their food. That's customer education. You have to put yourself in that mind space. You can't just put what you've done and expect it to translate. You've got to translate it, right? Let's see. Training customers in product use and functionality. Have you ever had to walk somebody through how to use the app in order to order food? You just trained a customer. You see what I'm saying?
Queen of finesse right there. I ain't mad at it though. She really spitting. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of gems that's dropped over that 8-minute video, but I know that's a long time. Some of y'all attention spans like mine. Y'all ain't gonna listen to all of it. That's why I got YouTube Premium, so I can just listen to stuff as I drive, so I ain't gotta watch it.
Yeah, I ain't got no YouTube Premium. Yeah, I already told you my little hack about the YouTube Premium thing.
Ain't no matter. They cracking down on you, Bucko.
Yep, it ain't happened yet, so I'm good.
Hey, YouTube, y'all listening? Lee Hart. He comment on a lot of videos. Lee Hart.
Ain't nothing wrong with what I'm doing. They can't do nothing.
Hey man, stuff you doing prevent me from getting what I need.
What you mean, bro?
I'm monetized, man. You got to do what you're supposed to do. Watch them ads.
Nah, I don't need no ads. All of them blocked.
You don't need no what?
I don't need no ads. They're all blocked.
You don't need no what?
See who this guy go.
What you say again?
What did you say? How about that?
Huh?
Y'all got to be stopped.
But I'm gonna throw it back to y'all real quick to lead last words. We'll start off with Mr. Damien.
Well, I guess I'll say if you are interested in any DevSecOps related or cloud security engineering related content, definitely follow me on YouTube at Damien J. Burks. And also check out the DevSecBlueprint.com. That's where you'll be able to find that stuff. And if you're struggling trying to get a job, patience is a virtue. It's hard out here. But at the end of the day, we'll all prevail given the current political climate. And I'm going to leave that where it's at.
Good stuff.
Appreciate that. Mr. KE.
All I gotta say is, if anybody wants to do anything, threat hunting, threat intelligence, sim engineering, SOAR engineering, anything on that side at all, I'm your go-to person for that. We're still trying to do onboarding for the next couple of months, so if you want to join up, feel free to reach out towards me either on LinkedIn or EllingtonCyberAcademy.com. We're here to help you out. Again, the program is hard. I won't sugarcoat it, but HD and Marquise have been judges on my capstone, so they know our stuff is legit. They can speak to that as well. Damien, I'm gonna get you on as well. Same for you, testing. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, just let me know. Here to help.
Drop off.
Oh man. I would expect Marquise, not drop off.
I did that for my boy Rob, man, because he said he watched the episode all the time. So I did it just for him. So when he come to the end, he be like, "You had drop off on that, didn't you?"
Oh yeah, he got his kids to call me the Journo also. But I would say never stop learning. When you're in a tech environment, there's always an opportunity to learn, because if you're complacent, you're going to get left behind.
Miss Ja.
Oh, okay. We're going by Instagram name today. Yeah, if you guys are interested in learning tech contracting, corp to corp, how to start your own agency, or you want to learn how to get into fractional consulting, which is another way of making income in contracting. I am teaching an advanced course on April 7th. It's 6 weeks long. I'm pretty much having, a step-by-step of how to get in, how to set up your business, how to automate your C2C, how to negotiate your rates. And I have guest speakers as well who actually do this for real and do great, coming in and talk to the students as well. You can be an entry-level person. You want to just listen, be a fly on the wall. If you're a tech professional with 3 to 5 years already and you want to make more income, you're more than welcome to come in, learn, and then go from there. I also have the beginner course as well. It's self-paced at this point because we just finished wrapping up in February teaching a live class. And that option is available too if you want to take the beginning steps of tech contracting and learn the foundation and the basics. So if you're interested, I will have HD to drop the link, and then we'll just go from there and see you guys soon, hopefully.
Lee Hart.
Yeah.
What you doing, man?
I'm multitasking. Yeah.
What you doing? You ordering
keywords. At the end of the day got to end. That's it.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
We're gonna let Cyber Shorty go.
I'm gonna steal that quote. What is the quote? Everybody want to work, but nobody want to put the time in. Did I say it right? Yeah. You gotta put the time in. You gotta put the time in. There's no easy way. This isn't a cheat sheet. We can't just inbox you and say, yep, do this and you're gonna get the job. Put the time in. Find some friends who are also willing to put the time in so that y'all can support each other. And if you are looking to understand some complex topics or concepts as it relates to security, check out some of my content, but put the time in.
I'm surprised you didn't say keep on swimming, keep on swimming.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
I don't know what I'm gonna leave y'all with. Oh, reading is fundamental. Y'all seen my post about something that happened 7 years ago?
Bro.
Job offer.
Not the congratulations.
And y'all been pissing me off telling me congrats. I'm like, somebody's like, look at you helping everybody when you was going through yourself. I'm like, no, this is from 7 years ago. Yeah, man. And also, the name of the game is, we said this years ago. Well, last year I think we said, but on LinkedIn, keep it cute. Because I'll be forgetting this LinkedIn. I'll be finna blow everything, finna crash out on y'all. One day I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna delete the comment. I'm gonna do it one day.
Don't do it.
Nah, don't do it, man. Respectfully.
Respectfully, hey, if you seen what I actually sent him, I think it was actually worse than what I was going to originally say.
That's why I said it.
He didn't reply back. I told him he was insecure because he was looking for a job. There's so many words.
There be some people going off on LinkedIn and you call them, what you call them? Your favorite word?
Oh, incels? Them dudes do be giving incel energy.
Bro, sure. That's just because they going off, bro.
Bro, that dude that couldn't even just have a good conversation with me and I had to say, you got it. I was like,
you got it.
You got it. He was hot.
Take your piece. You got it.
You got it. I'll talk about it. The other dude, he got it too, because that dude reached out to me talking about, oh, people with your skill set be still struggling. I'm like, bro, why did you reach out to me? That's Lee boy.
Nah, you know what it showed me this dude, bro.
That's yo, dude. I think they first
Bro,
showed him.
I don't know him. That's literally you.
Anyway, he a dude that's trying to get people into IT, but I don't know. He be talking about cyber, but I was like, you outside the club right now, fam. That's how I feel about him. But nah, I really appreciate everybody who tuned in and catch us on the replay. We got a lot of content we can cut up from this for sure. And shout out to my boy Before the Billions. He had joined. I think he had to drop a couple of minutes ago. So shout out to him. It's like 12:17 here, so it's probably later in some of the other places. Don't do nothing I want to do and nothing open but legs and Waffle House. But until next time, stay textual and we out. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
Man, what?